Hey, I'm Ben Roethlisberger. Welcome to Football with Ben Roethlisberger. This is the basement. Wanted to do a little something unusual today, Spence. We are going to give you an unbelievable episode that we shot last week before the draft with Max Starks, where we talk about his predictions of the draft, talk a lot about Super Bowl 40, Super Bowl 43, a lot of really cool things. A great episode. But we felt that since the draft just happened, we had to give you guys a quick little recap of the draft, our 2 cents on what we did for the draft. So we're going to give you a quick little nugget special feature on the draft and then get right into Max's episode.
You got to do it. We were going to wait it because we filmed that before the draft, and we actually did a little prediction. You'll see it in the episode following this little pretty cool thing. But we
Max predicted, so check out Max's prediction.
You can't not talk about the draft, so we don't want to wait another week to talk about it. So here it is. This is Ben's take. Now it's interesting, very interesting, because you made your way down there, making your way downtown.
Yeah, I went downtown.
Yeah, that opening
was
that
so
they did,
cool.
Brother. You could have fooled me. That wasn't just for the city of Pittsburgh. That I know it was for like all of the teams, and it took place in Pittsburgh. But brother, the numbers I think that got back, I think over the course of the weekend was 800,000 people, 300,000 the first night. Before we jump into the picks real quickly, what was that experience of you going down there on Thursday night?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I took Benjamin down. And you know, they talked about all the traffic. There wasn't really bad traffic, and then you kind of got to the North Shore, and then it turned into like there was police, there was security. We got, because of the car that picked us up, we had a pass that was able to get us kind of back. But you know, you had to stop 2 blocks away. We had to get out of the car, go through metal detector, get back, got the car searched, get back in the car, go through a couple barricades, get dropped off at the stadium, go through another metal detector.
Jeez.
And then we got to the green room, and the second we walked into the green room, Hines Ward was in there, Mel Blount was in there, Lynn Swann was in there, TJ Watt was in there, Cam, and then right away, as soon as we walked in, we saw Terry Bradshaw.
Hey.
And Terry was unbelievable. He grabbed Benjamin and I, and the three of us literally spent 20 minutes talking in the corner, just everything from he was talking about golf, asking Benjamin about his golf, told us where he played when he was here in Pittsburgh and the driving range. And it was just so much fun to, actually, you might like Terry's kind of golf.
Oh, yeah.
I know you like to golf. You're getting into it. He says, when I talked to his wife at the end, I said, you know, you golf with Terry and everything. Cause you know, he was telling us that they golf together, and she goes, yeah. And I was telling him, I want to get my wife into golf when she's done with school. And she said, yeah, we call it Bradshaw golf. So if we're in the bunker, we take it out. If it's in the rough, we move it over. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of people. My wife would like that kind of golf.
Bradshaw golf sounds great, Terry. I would love to go out and play Bradshaw golf. I know what? I've been playing Bradshaw golf since it started, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah.
But it was really cool to be with him. I mean, I think some of y'all, the family out there, saw the pictures that we posted of the three of us together. Yeah. That was really cool. I mean, and Benjamin just said, he told my dad, he said it was so cool. We were talking to Mr. Terry, and he was he's just like a grandpa. Like, he was so cool telling stories, and he was so loving and kind, and it was just really special to be there. And then at one point, Mel Blount grabs Benjamin puts his arm around him and says, "Hey, everybody." He goes, "This is the guy that won my golf tournament. He won closest to the pin." Awesome. And he's holding court, right, with Hines and Lynn Swann and all these people. And it's just him under Benjamin's arm.
Dang.
And all these guys listen, and Benjamin's just like. So it was a really cool experience. And then they grabbed us and took us to the side stage, and Benjamin and I were on one side, and we got to see the whole intro and be around all the unbelievable military personnel that went out for the national anthem, which I don't think they showed that on TV. I don't know if they did.
I didn't see. I had to catch the clips as I was chasing toddlers around my house.
Yeah, that was understandable.
Yeah.
But and then they got us out on stage, and to go out there and then hearing the warm ovation from the crowd, and then embracing Terry on the stage, and then just a really, really cool environment, cool experience, and just looking out and seeing the mass of people was just so surreal. And what a beautiful day for Pittsburgh. The weather was great. The city's so beautiful. It did it showed so well, you know, and it's what you expect. I think Pittsburgh can get a bad name for being dirty or the cold, the steel, all the stuff that it used to be. People don't give it enough credit for how it is now.
Yes.
You've got some amazing sections of this town, you know, and just, I think anybody that came in, because I think there was this the stigma of like, we're not going to go to Pittsburgh. And I think anyone that came hopefully was like, man, what a beautiful city. Because a lot of people I've talked to, when they come here for the first time, they're like, wow, I didn't realize you come through that Fort Pitt tunnel and bang. And it's just
100%, bro. I will say this as somebody who's born and raised in Tampa and lived in California. Like, I have my gripes with Pittsburgh, but it's just because of the winter.
Yeah.
It's more I have a problem with winter as a whole.
In general.
The month of February just seems like when I get to have it, I'm like, so what's up with February? Like, we still doing? You thought that was
still
a good
doing a thing?
Okay, hey
Still
man, you would know.
cold?
You would know. Yeah.
Cold, yeah.
So I
get it.
I get that, but I think it is important when there's a time when your city is put on such a like international stage to give it its flowers. Like, Pittsburgh is a beautiful city.
Yes.
And for me, it's again being a transplant, being indoctrinated by the Yinzers. I'm like, anytime I go back, people are like, "Oh man, what's your favorite thing about Pittsburgh?" I'm like, it has to be the people. It's like a cheesy answer, man, but like, I hope people who came into the city got to experience that, man, because it was really cool to see our city put on display and it be such a successful event.
Yes. Yep. It was awesome. And it was, such a great time. And again, we were in and out pretty quick, but it was a really cool experience for Pittsburgh and the city and the people. So congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, I just think about that, man. Like, I obviously have a unique perspective of Steelers Nation just because of our relationship and what we do here, but it was so cool to see all that. I'm just thinking about some of the friends I have in the city that grew up, born, wrapped in a terrible towel, to see all you guys on stage. Like, I'm like, all them rings just sitting there. Like, what a beautiful moment. Whoever orchestrated that, all you guys for being a part of it, to give that to the city. Kind of talks about the conversation that we had with Willie and some of the topics we had with Willie and some of the other conversations that we have coming up as well. It's just talking about giving back to the city, man. It was just such a good, people talk about it. I know there was a movie that was released about Pittsburgh being a football town. I'm like, I think it's I've been to Green Bay. I've been to Chicago. I've been like Detroit's a good one too, but it's
pretty special here.
It's a different animal.
Greatest fans in all the sports, and they bleed it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a team that like you're excited to be proud of. Yeah. So let's jump into the draft, man, because I feel like, man, it got weird early. It got weird early, but I want to get your takes on it, man. So let's start around one. Did you guys didn't stay down because it started?
No,
late.
we got out of there as soon as we could because it was so late. As we had to do something Friday morning, so we had to get back. But yeah, we were in now. We got home in time. It was like, I'm going to bed, and it was like pick 18. And I'm like, well, I might as well just stay up, a couple more picks, and see what the Steelers are gonna. I kept waiting for them to trade up.
I know. Okay, so that we talked about that.
Which we talked about on Max's episode, which y'all should watch and see, but. Yeah, we talked about trading up, and I thought there was a chance they'd jump out of Baltimore and try and take that Iowa or the Penn State guard.
Yeah, I thought that too.
But obviously, things played out, and then obviously the big news I think early was the wide receiver drama at the 20th pick.
The 20th pick.
From the reports that I read and heard, and that everybody's talked about, is that the Steelers were on the phone with the young man from USC,
Mekhi Lemon. Yep.
And I think Pittsburgh was excited for that. I think it was going to be an unbelievable weapon for Aaron Rodgers or whatever quarterback's going to be here.
Yeah.
Still think it's going to be Aaron. But and then all of a sudden, lack of a better word, the Eagles swooped in.
Oh, look at you. Nice bird phrase.
And got him. Yeah. And so I wonder what, hoping the Steelers were prepared for what, the next pick was. Hopefully it wasn't just a panic. And obviously they went.
I was going to ask you about that.
You have to be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
So I assume that they had this is our guy. Like we talk all the time on the board. You have our needs, our wants, and our best available. And so I think, line was obviously a need and a want. They needed it and they wanted it. And so, that's what happened. So I think when Mekhi gets taken right before him, it's like, okay, well, let's get back into it,
Yeah, it was a crazy experience. The more I looked at it, and I was talking to the resident chef Evan, I'm like, I felt more of like a dirty deed by the Cowboys. It was like they wanted to stick it to us one more time. Like, I mean, those two, because that's in division, man. You're gonna help your boy, like you're gonna help your opponent out.
Yeah, it seems weird
to hate on us, though. You know what I mean? So it was a unique thing too, and I wonder what's going through Max Hanachor, I believe is how you pronounce it. Forgive me if I'm getting that wrong.
Listen, I'm Roethlisberger. I got my. We're allowed to mess it up. I'm calling Max. Okay?
Yeah. I've had mine's only 3 letters, and it's. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed at how many different variations. I didn't even know. Anyway, so Max, my man from Arizona State. Mm-hmm. Interesting choice because I feel like some of the critique is that he hasn't been playing football long.
Right. Yeah, I think that's going to be I think that's going to be the interesting thing. I don't know if I love it or hate it. I would say that I think it's a good move in the sense they need a lineman. Okay. Yeah. It seems like from what I've heard and what I've seen is that this young man, if you want to look at like the pros and cons, right? I think the pros let's go I'll look at the cons first. Cons are he really hasn't been playing football that long, right? That can be good and bad. It's bad in the sense we're going to go into a pros and cons into another pros and cons. It can be good in the sense that your body is still relatively fresh.
You learn it.
You're still trying to, your body's not beat up from playing high school football and college football, or playing for a lot of years, little league and all that. The downside is there's a lot of things you can learn. Been playing the game and understand the nuances of it. So there's that about him being kind of new to the game of football. I heard that he absolutely. Oh, and another a con that I remember hearing and reading about was a lot of penalties, which you would get
if you haven't been playing
because you haven't played much. Yeah. Now, the pros are he's supposedly a man child, right? Yeah, like he is just a monster, strong. Suppose he had an unbelievable Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
He's played, started a bunch of games in college. That's always beneficial. You get more than just 1 year in it. So that's a pro. I'm not sure what's going to happen though, because he's played such minimal football, but it's all been a right tackle. So are you going to move? Because you really need a left tackle because of Broderick Jones and what we've heard, the news we've heard about him and maybe his injury, setback, things like that. So are you going to throw him at left tackle, which if he hasn't played a lot of football, he's it's not like it's ingrained in him that I can only play right. Or are you going to move Fatanu over? So it's like, okay, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So that's my question. Where are they going to put him? I assume you're going to want him to play this year. I mean, I would hate for my first round pick to be a project.
Well, that was going to be my question.
And be like, okay, you know what? In 3 to 5 years, he's going to be a stud.
Yeah.
You do that with your second, third, fourth. Your first round pick, you have to anticipate him coming in and playing right now. So that makes me a little nervous about the project. Like we could look back on this in 3 to 5 years and be like, Omar, McCarthy, what a pick.
Yeah.
Great job. We also could look back on 3 to 5 years and be like,
what are we doing?
Why would you not take a more seasoned guy?
Yeah, I think that was some of the fan reaction, I think, was probably indicative of how I felt in that moment. A lot of people obviously wanted McCollum. Like that's the whole thing. You wanted a receiver. And then going into the trenches, a lot of people were upset that we didn't get a different receiver because there were still notable receivers on the board.
Right.
But again, we've been saying this for weeks. You have to continue to build the O-line. So I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't hate the pick either. I just wonder if there wasn't a more seasoned guy. But again,
that's my yes.
This may end up being one of those ones where it's like, wow, what a steal, what a diamond in the rough. You don't call a first rounder a steal, but if he can play football for the next in 12 years, if we're looking back, like, hey, remember Max? Remember we talked about that show?
No problem. Yeah.
So I think it could be okay.
Yeah, all right, let's go to round 2, pick 47. Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver from Alabama, which is where, again, after day one, it felt like there was a little bit of panic among us, and then they come back and they get your wide receiver. I like this pick, man. I think this pick is awesome.
Yeah, I do too. You have to be thinking probably as a slot guy. I think he's 6'1", 205. I think he's 6'1", 200 pounds, so not super small. I think good hands catcher, 7 touchdowns, a guy that you can – I think utilize and move around. I think it's a smart pick. I think it's a good one for whoever the quarterback's going to be. I think you throw him into the mix. You've got 3 pretty darn good receivers right now. And so I think it's exciting. I think it's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's not tiny.
Physical receiver.
He's not tiny in that regard, but he can play slot. I mean, if you watch some of his tape in Alabama, I mean, he's outside, he's inside. It seems like he can kind of just do anything.
Right.
And I just
good route runner. Yes. I mean, all that stuff. That's what you want when you want an inside a good slot guy.
I think he had like 5 drops total, in his college career or something crazy like that. So I thought that was great. It was good to see that they were pouring into that. The next one, in as we're moving along in round 3, man, this is the one. It's probably one of the more controversial picks outside of the fact, the whole first round debacle, but was Drew Aller.
Right.
Quarterback out of Penn State, man. This is one that, again, you look at him on paper, 6'5", 228, I think is the last time I have him slated here on these stats here. Former 5-star recruit. I've watched a handful, and on the smaller sized handful of games from Penn State. I hope everything happens great for this kid in his career. I hope he has a great career. I didn't see much in college that I was like geeked on when this happened. What was your take?
I know. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I'm not, this is one that I'm not sure yet if I love it or hate it.
Okay.
And hate's a strong word. Whether I'm like, could they third round? I mean, you can get a lot of really good players in the third round.
Yes.
I don't think this was done because they know anything about Aaron. It wasn't like, okay, we know Aaron's not coming, so we're doing this. I think it was we liked a big physical quarterback.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. Down the road, Penn State type thing, but he is coming off an injury. It was an early season injury, so that's you have that. I think he had a lot of hype behind him at one point. I would say this. I'm with you. I didn't watch a lot of Penn State games. When I did watch, he never jumped off the page to me.
Sure.
Okay. Is he big? Can he move? Can he throw? Yeah. But there was never a time when I'm like, whoa, like,
yeah.
Now, some of that might be too because they had some stud running backs and they're handing the ball off a lot. So there is some of that to take into consideration. This is going to be they're going to bring him in to compete with Will Howard. I assume if Aaron comes back, they're probably going to move on from Mason, I would think, and let those two young guys compete for the 2 and 3 job.
Sure.
If Aaron doesn't come back, then I think you have all three of them competing. Three, I think Mason, Will, and Drew. This one, the jury's out on me right now. Again, there was nothing that just jumped off the page from me, but whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But it's just we'll see. We'll see about this one.
Yeah, I don't absolutely despise this. Again, strong words, but I'm not in the negative category with this. I was more confused on why you're using a third round. 76 seems a little. I'm like, hey man, let's just.
Yeah, was there other people available that your team needed more? Maybe the Steelers feel that a quarterback and whether it's Will or whatever it is, they feel like we need someone to compete with Will, someone else to push it. Will was a 6th rounder. This is a 3rd rounder. I think this will push Will. When I watch tape, or if I watch games, Will Howard jumped off the tape to me way more than Drew did. And 3rd round, 6th round. It's interesting. You
were singing his praises before you even got in the show, and you got a chance to tell him that to his face, man.
Right.
And but I would agree. I think the display, there was moments I think in Will Howard's college career where I'm like, oh, without that guy, you're in trouble. Your team's in trouble in this moment.
Yeah.
Whereas again, small sample size, but I didn't necessarily feel that. Watching Penn State games. On the quarterback position, obviously that's still up in the air with Aaron Rodgers not making a decision or whatever. Do you think them drafting a quarterback impacts Aaron's decision at all?
I don't. Because if Aaron wants to come back, he's coming back. Sure. And nothing that. I mean, I think when you get to a certain level, you don't care about who the team brings in. Like, this is my job.
Yeah.
When I was playing, I was like, they could trade for Tom Brady. I still think I'm keeping my job. That's just how you feel.
Yeah. Well, that's very interesting, man. Well, moving on. I'd like to see how it is, especially because, the quarterback position is going to be, I feel like you have your offense is coming together, man. They're paying, they're pouring into the line. There's that. So moving on, round 3, pick 85, Dalen Everett, cornerback out of Georgia. How'd you feel when you saw that?
Addressing needs.
Yep.
Right. We knew wide receiver, we knew line, we knew secondary was a need. Don't know much about this kid other than I know he's a physical type corner. I think he likes to play man. I think old Steelers, that's what they want to do. All new coaching staff, we're not sure what they're going to do. But anytime you can get a physical guy, I think it's a good move.
I think Georgia's secondary is probably
you got to believe that they're
not a bad place to draft from. Right? SEC test. I mean, it's just that's a physical program they got over there. This next one I think was my personal favorite.
Yeah, I think it's everybody's. I think this is the crowd favorite. I think this is everyone's favorite pick of the draft. Well, one of. I think the last one was a big one too. But I think this is going to be everyone's like you can see this kid. I think might have more jerseys. More people are going to buy his jersey than most other ones.
Brother, I might buy one right now on air. Yes, this is around. Of course, we're talking about pick 99, round 3, Jennings Dunker out of Iowa.
What a name,
brother. His hair matches his name. He throws bales of hay for fun. That's just how he gets down, dude.
Yeah, this is good. This is the one that you want as a quarterback. You're like, this is like we call him the neighbor. We used to have, he's the guy that's going to use someone. He's gonna use someone to push up off of him. He's going to the whistle and just a little past the whistle.
A little slump.
I don't know, and I know nothing about this guy. Just what he seems. He seems like a guy that's going to give you the business.
Yeah,
he's going to love doing it, and he's going to protect his quarterback, whoever it is, and he's going to fight for him, and he's going to go a little extra. And if you hit the quarterback a little bit late, he might get ejected. Like, he seems like that kind of guy. I don't know him.
You never met him,
but it seems like he's the guy you want on your squad.
And you got that full, probably pretty accurate read just from the hair, right?
Just from hair and watching him run and do an interview. That's all.
I mean, so talking about pipeline in Georgia with the secondary, I mean, Iowa's got to be the Pittsburgh pipeline at this point, right?
Linemen, yes, tight ends, linemen. Those are the guys that come out of Iowa.
I mean, this is a guy. So what was interesting about this is not only did you like the player, obviously for the brand, but also from what you saw on tape. But it made the first round pick feel a little bit more comforting to me. Okay.
Depth.
Yes.
Listen, we're trying to add depth, and that's important. This guy played tackle. I would think I can see him more as a guard here. At this level, so I think that's important. But again, anytime you can have a guy that can flex around, we had some great linemen in my day. Guys like Trey Essex could play all 5 spots. The more spots you can play on the line, the longer you last, the more valuable you are. So if this young man was a tackle, but now comes into guard, well, guess what? All of a sudden in the game, I got to move him back out to tackle because he can.
Yeah,
super valuable.
Yeah, man, and I think that is got to be the Pittsburgh. I mean, favorite, right? The sweetheart.
I would think so. It's not.
Well, what's interesting too, man, is that you're talking about your first round draft pick wanting to be a starter. Like, this is a guy that in round 3, I feel like could probably be a starter this year. Maybe takes a little bit of pressure off that first round, though you want that.
I think what you want to see is you want to see your first round max starting at right tackle and this guy starting at right guard for the next 10 years in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
They're boys, their roommate came in together, and they're just that you couldn't get more opposite.
Yep.
I mean, literally, you couldn't get more opposite, but they could just be boys, and they fight together for the next 10 to 12 years.
That'd be awesome. All right, going on to round 4, pick 121. This is Caden Weegen, wide receiver returner out of Iowa. This was an interesting one because this young man got the call on the golf course, which is famously that video is out there.
Good for him. I didn't see that.
And the hang up on that was like, from what I've seen from him, I thought he's a great player, right? Yeah. But it did feel like, did we reach a little bit in the 4th round to get him?
Yeah, it seems like that a little bit. This could have been one, I think, where people talk about a reach. Obviously, he can shut everybody up real quick. But I think the reason that this one happened was because of the loss of Calvin Austin III as a returner. I think that you could look at this guy as maybe a slot receiver, but I think more importantly, you're looking as maybe a returner. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what you're thinking right now.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. Round 5, pick 169. Riley Nowakowski. Excuse me, my brother. Riley Nowakowski. This is your fullback tight end out of Indiana. All right, obviously filling some holes here, man. What was your thought there?
Yeah, this is a fill for Connor Hayward. Obviously losing him to the Raiders, I believe. You need to have that guy that can probably a core special teamer. I'm guessing this young man's a special team guy. And so you're gonna utilize him in that area, and then any kind of run game that that coach decides to use, which probably won't be a lot, they'll put him in there for they need a fullback.
Yeah, I was like, well, because Charlie was talking about the West Coast offense, man. What was that?
Not typically not a lot of fullback, but I think you'll get some in there.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of like John Kuhn was there in Green Bay. I think he was with them, and he was a fullback here though. So
there you go. All right, round 6 as we're moving on. Pick 210. Gabriel Rubio, defensive tackle out of Notre Dame. This was one that kind of got me head scratching too, only for the sheer fact, no disrespect to you, Mr. Rubio, but I was unaware of your resume heading into this draft.
Does he have a good one?
No.
Oh,
well, I'm not saying it's bad. I was unaware. I didn't know. This is the first time I heard the name.
Listen, I know nothing about him.
Yeah,
I would say
he's great.
I would say he's from Notre Dame, so Chef Evans probably happy.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe
he gets his stamp of approval. That's all that matters.
Yeah. If we can get Ed down here to all right. So round 7 moving forward. I hope it's great. Listen, I hope you have a great career.
Yeah.
Stay healthy, get paid, brother. All right, round 7, pick 224. This is Robert Spears Jennings. This is, I thought probably should have went sooner in the draft, and this is a position you've been talking about for a minute. Safety, Oklahoma.
Safety, physical guy, fast, efficient. When you talk about efficiency, doesn't miss a lot of tackles. Is a guy that you need back there in the secondary, can make plays, but I like the physical and the speed element because it's a guy that you can have cover a lot of ground.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think again, I think that was probably the steal of our draft there. All right, last one, but certainly not least. This is round 7, pick 230. Eli Heidenreich. This is the running back out of Navy who had maybe the greatest storyline moment of the draft. Hometown kid. Yeah. Sitting there dressed in his blues, looking sharp, gets to walk down the tunnel on that immaculate stage, see the Pittsburgh skyline off in the distance, an entire city cheering for his dream that just came true. He actually
was there.
He was there, walked out, shook Rodgers' hand, looked at his hometown, tears running down his face, tears running down my face. It was a beautiful moment, brother. Yes. What was your thought about this?
Yeah. So you said the Dunker one, whatever.
Yes, Dunker.
Jenny's Dunker was the crowd favorite. If it's not that one, it's this one. I got a text on this one from a buddy of ours, Kevin Shields, who's from Mount Lebanon, and just said, "Hey, what a classy move by the Steelers, taking this kid. What a great kid." Story. I mean, anytime you can support the Naval Academy, any of the service, men and women, Army, Navy, Air Force, any of those schools. This is a cool one. I'm excited to see. I don't know what exactly they're going to use him for, but it could be returner, could be maybe like a receiver kind of guy, like just maybe like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
He could be our Swiss Army knife.
I'm seeing more of that.
I suppose he's got some good speed too.
Yeah, and the comparables, I think for some of his senior year, they put it up against Christian McCaffrey, man. So there've been a lot of comparisons to Christian McCaffrey.
Shoes.
Yeah, and I mean, but when you see the stats, you're like, okay, brother. Again, different animal. But if he can fill those shoes, brother, I think that's another steal. And this is a conversation as we're wrapping this up that we had about Coach McCarthy as he entered. And you mentioned it before. What degree of impact does being from the city, understanding Pittsburgh DNA, like how does that impact these decisions, and what impact do you think it'll make on his career?
That kid's going to give everything he's got. Yeah. I mean, not saying he wouldn't anyway, but even more so, he's gonna go at it. He's gonna. It's good. This is special for him, and so I'm excited to kind of see what he does. And you're going to get. He's going to leave it all on the field. You know that. And so I'm excited to kind of see how Eli does.
I think we all are, man.
Yeah.
And we're all rooting for you, brother. I mean, I'm rooting for all you guys.
All of them, yeah. We're rooting for all you guys. Anything we say on this show, man, that's just, we know nothing. We hope all you guys are successful and have long careers here in Pittsburgh and help us bring another Lombardi back here.
Yes, I agree with that back half of that sentiment. You said we know nothing. I know nothing. You know a little something, bro. All right. But let's land this plan and show these people this episode.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for the quick little sneak peek of our draft. Stay tuned right now. I promise you will not disappoint you. Max Starks is absolutely awesome. Great stories, great laughs, and just a great human being. So stay tuned right now. Max Starks coming at you. All right, welcome back to the basement. This is Footballing with Ben Roethlisberger. I'm Ben. He's Spence, and we are so happy to be joined by a dear, dear friend of mine, a longtime teammate, a guy who blocked all over the place for me. Right. And again, just a dear, dear friend. My good teammate number 78, Maximilian Starks.
Hey.
Welcome to the basement, brother.
Good to be down here, Benjamin.
Yes, Max and I.
That is good. Okay.
There you go. Sorry. See? No, Max, that's actually a Belgian.
Yeah, Belgian triple.
That he was super excited about because he's been to Belgium. Drinking
Allagash. I don't know.
Yeah.
Allagash triple.
That was last week's episode.
Yeah, that was left over from Willie Parker.
With Willie Parker. Yeah. So we are so excited, Max, to have you here. Thank you for taking the time out to join us, to reminisce, to talk about Steeler time together when you and I played a long, long, long time ago. Yes. Talk Super Bowls. We're going to talk kind of current state of the Steelers, what's been going on, talk draft. Obviously, this show is airing. This is post draft.
Yeah.
So we're going to actually we're filming this before the draft, just so everyone knows.
Yes.
It's going to air after the draft. So we're going to see how prophetic you are. We're going to make you give us your draft predictions, and we'll when this thing airs, we'll see how good you are, Max. Yeah. Because that's obviously what you're doing now. You're part of the media with us.
Yeah,
are we media with us? This is all media stuff.
I feel we shouldn't be mentioned in the same vein as my Max.
No, he's actual media. We're two schlubs in the basement.
Yeah, you just got a couple rings.
Hey, listen, you have a way better studio setup than anyone I've ever been in.
This is all him. People think there's like this big thing. This is just Spence and cameras, and boards and computers and stuff over here. But
people always ask like, hey, so what's the setup like? I'm like, well, Ben says stuff. and I record it. I'm like, and that's basically what the show is.
And we put up these camera thingies that capture
They
it.
actually don't come down very often. It's like, hey, Spence, take the cameras down with people coming over.
Literally, the only time I have to take this down 2 times a year. New Year's, when you have people over for New Year's, and then like a Christmas, usually like a Christmas dinner when family's over.
2 times a year.
But people don't realize, they used to think this was a green screen. They're like,
they did.
And I'm like, guys, you are overestimating the amount of effort we put into. I'm not using a green screen.
Microphones, that's all it is.
This just stays up in Ben's house, and so
For
the fans.
This is football, and as you guys know, we like to start an episode with a beer. So
That's right.
We are drinking our beers, but we're going to sample a beer, and I'm so excited to see the snifter in Max's hand. Because Max will be have the largest hands of anybody. Well, Mel Blunt was on here. Mel's got monster hands too. But this is going to be great. So we always start it with a beer. Spence is going to give it to us.
Yes.
And I'm kind of excited as we drink this, Spence, because this is back-to-back guests of the 2004 NFL draft class.
Well, you only surround yourself with champions.
Champion. That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Especially, I know a lot of Steelers fans talk about 1974, but 2004 is pretty special to us.
It is.
We should do a comparison of that.
Hey, put that on him real quick.
Right.
Come on, I want to see this.
There you go. Show us the.
What's my man?
This
That's the best. Actually, that's a full size mug, guys.
Exactly. This is actually a pounder.
That's 64 ounces for those of you watching. Yes.
Spence, what do you have here? So
Yes, this is the Perpetual IPA from Trogs. All of them are from Trogs. That's one of our favorite breweries on this show. The Perpetual IPA, I think it's one of their mainstays. It's a great one. It's 7.5%.
Are you an IPA guy? I know you're Belgians, but
this is super. So I am a what is it?
Alchemist?
Arrogant bastard.
Oh,
out there out of Stone, out of San Diego.
Okay. Stone's great.
Their beer garden.
I was gonna say, I was
pretty dope.
It's call you that. I feel bad. Don't call yourself that. Man.
You're not an arrogant bastard.
Don't you say that.
And then my favorite's the double bastard, so it makes it even better. It's like Game of Thrones.
So you like the heavy ones? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice light IPA.
Oh yeah, that's not hoppy. That's not that hoppy.
That's good. I like that.
This is a summer
I've
drink.
definitely had that before.
Heavy.
Yeah. Like I just like this. This is I like this one. Not crazy. I like IPAs. It's not crazy hoppy. It's still 7.5 though, so you got to be
know your limits.
Got to be a little
Master Wayne.
responsible.
Yes,
Drink responsible in the basement like us.
I like that. Oh, yeah, in the basement you're fine. In the basement you're fine.
That's why we got the little guys.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Well, there's that for you boys.
Well, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. So Max, I think since you're here, and we talk about the draft is coming up, so we'll get to that at some point. But 2024, I mean, 2004, excuse me, 2004. It was so long ago. Was a pretty special draft class in Pittsburgh. We, actually undrafted Willie Parker.
Yeah,
who ended up being, we had a great conversation with him. If you guys haven't seen that episode, go check it out. Oh, that was a great episode. Fun talking to Willie and getting those stories. But you were the third round, I believe.
Yeah, I was the third round.
Ricardo was second.
Yeah, Coakley.
Ricardo
Coakley was second. Tusculum.
Yes.
Tusculum College.
Where I don't even know where that is. I forget where that is.
Somewhere in Tennessee.
Okay, there you go.
That's close. Only reason why I know, because my dad lived in Nashville. It's the only reason why I know that school.
There you go. Well,
yeah.
That was what do you remember of that long ago? Were you excited to come to Pittsburgh? I was thinking about like my people would always ask me like what I was like I was ready to go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially, and I did not have Pittsburgh on my radar.
Me either.
Because like literally I talked to them at the Senior Bowl, doing the car wash of interviews, and then Bill Cowher came to my pro day for the weigh-in, and that was it.
Just want to see how you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I stood on like this old school like weight scale, looked out to the crowd.
We have to move the weights.
Yeah, it's like the old school. You call a physical in, no digital. Okay. We're analog era.
Okay, we'll start there.
So and I just remember seeing him do like this.
Like he was happy with it,
and that was it. He like disappeared.
Really?
Like, that was the first thing we did. We didn't do any of the, how you do the stretching drills and all the other flexibility stuff.
Like, did he leave, or he just didn't watch you anymore?
He was gone. Like,
so who else would have been? Who would have been like? Who were the big name guys in your class? Like, who's your quarterback? Were you like Chris? Rex Grossman?
Well, Rex left the year before.
Was gone. Okay.
So Rex was gone. We had Chris Leak was a freshman.
Okay, so he wasn't.
So we had Ben Troop was our tight end.
Yeah.
Gus Scott was a safety. Kewan Ratliff was a DB.
Yeah.
Shannon Snell was our guard, and Rand Carthon, former GM, right?
Yeah.
Rand was our running back that year.
Okay.
And so we had some,
But it
we had
wasn't
some
like
big guys,
it
but
wasn't like a core like you're looking for a
stud.
number one quarterback. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no.
I was gonna say, he just came just to check your weight and then he's out.
and
I'm
was
not watching
out.
anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. And it was
Wow.
like, that's
so
it.
not on your radar. He comes watches that and you're still just like,
Yeah, whatever. I'm like, because the only news was he was the only head coach that was there. Everybody else was a coordinator or a position coach.
Interesting.
So he was the only head coach there. So that's why, oh man, dude, did y'all see Bill Cowher out there?
Yeah.
And so, but Fish stayed around. Kelvin Fisher, who's
Okay.
one of our scouts, still for the team after all these years. Fish was still there. And funny enough, Larry Zerline was the O-line coach for Cleveland, and he was leading our drills.
no way.
Yeah, the old Z.
Old Z.
Old Z.
Who ended up, for those you don't know, came to Pittsburgh and coached O-line in Pittsburgh for a few years.
Yep. Our 43 team, he was our
Wow.
O-line coach.
That's crazy.
So it was just funny. But yeah, I mean, that was so by the time we got to the draft, I thought it was going to be a Philadelphia Eagle
Really?
because Philly had me do 2 private workouts. They then had me do, I flew up to Philly for one of the visits. And Juan Castillo, their offensive line coach, called me all the time, like checking in. Hey, what are you doing? This, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking in my head, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle.
Right.
Like, give me Chickies and Pete's, give me Philly cheesesteaks. We're good, right? You know, just set it and forget it.
Right.
And then, we get to draft day and watching the draft, right? The whole debacle at the beginning with Phillip and Eli. And then you go at 11. And I remember Robert Gallery was the first tackle taken, number 2.
The Raiders.
And we get there. Vernon went 10. I think Vernon went right before you to Miami, right?
Yep.
At 10. And then now the Eagles are sitting there like 20. I'm like, oh, well, I got to be going there. Then they trade up to 16 and draft Sean Andrews,
No way.
tackle from Arkansas. That ends up being a guard.
No,
for them.
Alabama, right? Was he
No, Arkansas.
Okay. Because he's the one that people talked about Bill Cowher and them wanted here for me. Instead of me, like him and Kevin Colbert. So the story is, right, the rumor is, and from Dan Rooney himself, pretty good storyteller.
Rumor, but truth.
what was that Cowher and Colbert wanted Andrews.
Oh.
And then that Dan came in and said, I want Ben. Like according to them, it's like we missed on Marino. We're not missing another one. We're taking Ben. So that's that's why
man.
that name, that's what rang a bell when you said that name.
And then ended up he only played a couple years in the league.
Yeah.
So he didn't even because the biggest thing, I trained with him, right?
Okay.
All of our combine training was together. So it was him and Bo Lacey. Bo Lacey was his right tackle. He was a left tackle.
No way.
So
okay.
Bo in our class, part of the 3-6 Mafia.
There you go.
In that draft was and he had an eating disorder, right? Like he could not, like we would go do cardio literally for like 45 minutes on the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stayed near where he was. So I'd drop him off at home. Max, man, pull by the Popeyes. Like Sean, we just did 45 minutes of cardio. Like I was dying.
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Was he Polynesian?
Exactly. So it was like, so it was crazy. So, but that was the last tackle technically drafted. And he was still a guard. I still counted him as a guard, but we only had 2 tackles drafted in the first round.
Which is
crazy to think right now.
Crazy.
Because you would have 2 in the top 10 easily now. And I was a 4th tackle taken that year. Because
all
only
the guy with the third round.
In the third round, 75 picks. Because Jacob Rodgers was the only other one tackle from USC. He went to Dallas at the end of the second.
Wow.
And he never played because he couldn't clear medical.
I feel like sometimes too, though, like when guys start going off the board, it's like, okay, we got to start taking, it's like, okay, one goes in the first 5. They're like, they start going off the board quick because everyone's like, we got to take them.
Run, yeah.
And when it doesn't happen, it's like, okay, we can kind of sit on this for a little while.
Yeah.
So that had to be a big, like, kind of shocker for you, right? Like thinking you might go 20 or 16 to Philly. To all of a sudden, we're in like the third round, 75th pick, and you get a call.
And the funny thing was, after Philly didn't select, I was like, oh, well, maybe the Giants, and they took Snee at the top of the second round. I'm like, I don't know who it's going to be. So I'm sitting there throughout the second round. And the good thing is, I could say this, Ben, you and I were drafted day 1 draft picks. Because back then, the first through third round was the same day.
That's right.
But I remember we got to the end of the second. I was just like, you know what? F it. I'm like, we're done. Because I was sitting at my best friend Josh Castor's house, and it was me, Josh, and both my older and younger brother. And I was just like, you know what, guys, man, whatever. I'm like, we're just gonna leave.
We all like y'all were like tuned into the screen,
tuned
like
in,
we're watching. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then like I'm walking back and forth, pacing. I was trying to play like, you know, any young bachelor pad. This was Josh's house. There's a pool table as a dining room table, right in the middle, just right there.
Yeah.
So we're playing pool. I'm trying to take my mind off it. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go to the bar. And so we're like, so we turned the TV off, and we're walking out the door. And on my little Sprint phone, the one that had the little antenna you pull, the silver one, I see it, and caller ID is a new thing. I'm like, 412 area code. What is this?
Yeah, look at that.
So Josh is from Pittsburgh, right?
No.
Josh is like, dude, that's Pittsburgh. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And so I pick it up. I'm standing in the doorway about to go tie one off.
I wish you'd have been in the bar. That would have been so much better in the bar. That would have been great. Oh,
yeah.
Who does?
Hey.
Whatever.
No, talk louder. and it was Omar Khan.
Okay.
Omar was like,
The con man.
yeah, the con artist, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They were like, hold on, Coach Cowher's making a decision. I'm like, but you called me. What do you?
Yeah, hold on.
So Josh runs back in the house. And he turns the TV on, and I'm just standing in the doorway, like waiting, like I'm a kid in timeout.
Yeah.
And then then Coach Cowher gets on, and he's like, hey, Max. I was like, hey, Coach Cowher. He's like, I got one question for you. I was like, okay. What do you think about playing in snow? I was like, is there a football out there?
Yeah, are we just playing?
Like,
we just making snow angels?
am I doing
Snowman? What are we doing?
Am I Anna and Elsa? Like, do you want to build a snowman? You know what? I'm like, yeah, there's a ball. I was like, I'm ready to play. He's like, good, because we drafted you. He's like, congratulations, you're a Pittsburgh Steeler. I was like, okay. And then Josh came running out, and then we walked in, and it was a delay.
He had to be through the roof.
Oh, he's like, man, you're going to my hometown where I was born. Da, da, da. And my brothers were excited. So then we still went to that bar right afterwards. Hey, mind you, we will not get to miss the opportunity to party. Yeah. We go in the bar, and the draft is still going on. It's going to the end of the third round. And we're sitting at the bar, and the bartender comes up. He looks at me, looks at the screen, looks at me. I'm like, bro, I just wanted a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
He's like, but you. I'm like, who's weren't you just drafted by Pittsburgh? I was like, yeah. What are you doing here? I said, I live here.
Yeah. I was like, what do we
I'm
just
like 5 minutes
go
away
right
from
now?
here. Literally live 5 minutes away. He's like, take a lap around the bar and then come back and talk to me. So I walk around the bar, and I'm like, man, what the hell is he talking? And then I started looking. I was like, oh, Pittsburgh Steeler pennant.
Oh, really?
Lynn Swan jersey.
Oh,
Franco Harris. I'm like,
steal the bar.
He's like, this is
of course.
You don't have to pay for anything if you're about to be a Steeler.
There it was.
So that night we had a really good time.
That's awesome. Wow.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
That's a movie, man.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And then my first trip here, I'm riding in a car with you as we go to Stan Saverin's show.
Jeez.
That week later when we came back from minicamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got picked up at the airport together. The baggage claim.
Did Phil Kreidler pick us up?
Yeah, Phil Kreidler picked us up in that little car. We sat in the back.
You know the Steelers. Everyone else riding limos and stuff.
Exactly.
We're in the back.
No, he's got a Camry, baby. Full-size trunk.
Oh my goodness. What that was a long time ago, Max.
Yeah. Oh
it was it's funny because I was telling Spence a little bit too, and I'm not trying to fast forward too far, but I felt like just because that story feels so like right. And I was thinking back on all your years of playing here, and it felt like at a certain point, because we were just talking about Trey Essex a little bit ago, who's in town for the draft stuff. I felt like you two were very similar in this, and even Ramon too.
Yeah.
I felt like at some point in your career, the Steelers did everything they could to like get rid of you guys, but then realized we need you.
Yeah.
And so like I know that like I don't know why that just came to my mind, but it's like because of that, that's a great story. And we were here, and we you won 2 Super Bowls, and we're going to get right back into Super Bowl 40. But the fact of the matter is just like, yeah, they kept like, you know what, we can always do something better. But no, you really couldn't. You know, y'all really couldn't. You didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do want to get into that Super Bowl run, because obviously you came in, and if I remember, Marvell Smith was our left tackle.
Yep.
Was not Barrett Brooks.
Kendall.
Kendall's the right tackle.
Kendall was right guard. Oh,
right
no,
guard. Who's the right?
Oliver Ross was
That's
our
right.
rookie year.
Yes.
And then remember, because we went 15-1, he signed that big deal with Arizona.
Yes.
And left him for
Yes. And then that's when that opened the door for you.
For me and Trey, and they drafted Trey, and then we competed for the right tackle job.
Correct. Yes. I knew it was obviously Allen and Jeff and Kendall, but coming in
Remember, Kedrick Vincent was right guard.
I do
that
remember
first year
Vince.
because Kendall was out because of his diagnosis.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That was, and I keep telling people all the time that, man, I got so lucky to come to a team that was full of veteran players. Like that line, like that was a good veteran group, and Bettis and Ward and Burris and L. And I was telling Spence, speaking of Antoine Randall, I'll never forget the time that he was getting ready to go out to practice. He had his cleats on and he was all ready to go to practice. And he grabbed your cleat and put his foot with a cleat on it,
full spatted
full
cleats,
thing into Max's shoe and started walking around the locker room.
No, he ran out to the field.
It was
so I had no shoes, and we got to be on the field. And I'm like, and L's just running around like a kid with snowshoes on for the first time. And also
full
L. He ruined my insoles that I had, my custom insoles that I had made, because he had spikes in there.
You owe us.
He had spikes in there.
We need some insoles.
I'm like, so yes, but yeah. No,
they took those shoes, Max's shoes. They hung over the equipment room door for forever.
They might still be there.
These two gigantic shoes just hanging there over the door.
They look like moon boots.
It was unbelievable.
What size shoe?
So those ones were 19s that they made. They were the field turf editions. And they looked like straight moon boots because they were all white.
Yeah,
white.
Who makes that? General Motors? Like, what's the?
No,
it was unbelievable.
Bridgestone.
Yeah.
the biggest, but yeah, and Antoine made me think of that.
That's hilarious.
But coming into that team we were very lucky to play with, very blessed to have a good group. But
yeah,
and then obviously our first year and all the stuff that happened there was a kind of a whirlwind. But then getting into our second year, especially just sitting here talking to Willie about some of the stuff. Take me through what you remember. More, I guess, like towards the end of the year, right? Like we had to go on this run and we had to do this, that. I mean, not necessarily into the postseason, but just what you remember. Because we actually had a great conversation with Willie. It was fun to talk to Willie Parker about Jerome Bettis. Obviously, being in that room as a rookie.
Yeah.
He was telling us stories about how Jerome had the sleeping bag in the back of the running back room. And I was like, really? He just laid down in the back of the room and like, he said every once in a while he'd pop his head up and say something and Coach Hoke would be like, well, you gonna get cut. You don't need to worry about what he's doing back there. Something that was it was hilarious. But
Jerome Bettis, man.
But we had talked about like how good Jerome was, right? At being a big back with power, but having the quickness of
the nimbleness.
The nimbleness was crazy, which you wouldn't think of a big guy. And it led us down a little bit of a path of remembering the play at home in the snow with Urlacher when he meets him in the hole at the goal line.
Yes.
And it's like this. It's everything that you want Pittsburgh to be, that you want Jerome Bettis to be, that you want Brian Urlacher. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame superstar.
Yeah.
And just that whole thing. And that was obviously one of the games we had to make this little run. So like take me through anything that you want of that before postseason. Like we'll get to the postseason. But what do you remember of that play? Just all that stuff.
Well, that was over my side. That was counter 32-0.
Yeah.
And I just remember because Allen kind of almost tripped over my heel because we went to try a
big moon boot.
Yeah, he's at the moon boot. The moon boot was in the way. And snow, my shoe's white. You can't see it. It blends in. But I just remember like that play, we had a deuce block, me and Kendall deuce down, and I felt Allen kind of come off the edge and kind of felt like a little bit of my heel get clipped. And all I know is I'm on the ground and I look up and I'm watching the play from a camera angle, like here, and just seeing him just absolutely truck stick Urlacher. And I was like, ooh, like I'm not actually in the game helping. And it was just an amazing play. But I'll tell you, before that, I don't know if you remember, earlier in the first half, we ran counter 39.
Okay.
And he bounced it to the outside. It was 39 boss. And he got to the sidelines. He hit one dude, tiptoed down the sideline, came back to balance, and then finished it off. It was like maybe a 14-yard run. But watching him hit a dude, keep the contact balance, and straddle the line and come in, and he was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like that was, but that was JB. Mm-hmm. That's who Jerome was, and just in that game, that was the must win, right? Because we had the meeting the night before, and we had the conversation,
right?
And it was like, what are we going to be as a unit, right? What are we going to be as a team? What are they going to say about the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers team? and it just felt right. And when that snow came in, that was the first game I'd ever played in snow, by the way. Never played
Coach Cowher was talking about that snow.
Yeah, exactly. This is the snow he was talking about. It took a year and a half, but I finally got to that snow. And it was like one of those NFL films, Rights of Autumn.
It was the perfect snow because it wasn't like that blistering, like the pictures. It's the flakes coming down. It's like
it's just straight down,
perfect. Yes.
Yeah, and it's like catching that perfect angle is like this is what you think Northern football should be, right? And I mean, even though I did the snow globe game against the Browns a couple years ago, that was ridiculous snow.
Yeah,
like that was
blowing. Like, can't see. It's different.
You can't see. Yeah. It's swirling, but this was like perfect, big chunks falling. And that's actually funny enough. The first game where I met my now wife, Tiffany, came to that game.
No way.
I'd never met her before. Family, friends.
She came to see you.
She came. She didn't know I was on the field for like 3/4
because you were laying on the ground. And
I had my moon boots. They were camouflaged because she knew nothing about football.
Yeah.
But that was actually fun. So it's a significant moment why I remember that game even more so because that's the first time I met her.
Wow.
Was at that Chicago game. But I remember that one. And then I remember as we kind of went through and then we got to that Detroit game at the end of the year. And that was the last game of the season, and that was Jerome's last home game.
Okay.
So it was like almost one of those like precursor moments where you're like, we're playing Detroit
for
a chance to go into the playoffs to go to Detroit.
Yeah.
And it's Jerome's last home game. And then of course, fast forward, it becomes his last game
right
in Detroit. So it was like all those like we can't lose this game again. And I remember, you remember Sean Rodgers, Big Baby?
Yeah.
So Sean was still playing for Detroit then, right? Never forget, we're halfway through the second quarter, and Sean is looking at me because we have been running 32 double at him all day, and he just got pissed because when Wiz and Russ got together, they're like, well, until they stop it, right? The 6-minute offense, right? And we run, and Sean just looks at me. He's like, listen, bro. If you hit me one more time in my hip, he's like, I'm going to lose my religion out here. He's like, I'm not playing for anything, Max.
Yeah.
He called me by my first name. He's like, not playing for anything. I was like, we get it. Y'all want to win. You're going to win this game. Stop hitting my hip. I just want to go fishing and get back to Texas.
I want to walk. What are we doing?
So from that point, I was like, what? Hey, as a young guy, this is my second year in the league, right?
I'm not stopping.
First year start. I'm like, dude, I'm attacking a Pro Bowl level guy. So I kept hitting his head. He was pissed. And then Hamp came over and talked to me because Sean was complaining to him because they played in Texas.
Yep.
Oh my God. But I remember that moment, like for that last game to get in, like just
That's
kind of
so
how
funny.
Significant that was, but also how funny that was in that last game.
That's so funny. We're talking about, like, I was thinking about that because, like, Willie, obviously, Parker was a different back than Jerome.
Yeah.
Right? Really fast, getting in front of people and this, that, and the
would
other.
not follow the hole where Jerome would follow the hole.
Would
Anyways.
be right in there to slow it down a little bit. But it was funny because he was talking as we were moving into the postseason, like just about, the craziness of what we had to do, like the first 6 seed to go and going to Cincy, which Cincy was kind of just crazy. Like I just remember the Carson Palmer thing. I feel like that's what that game was.
Yeah, that was the highlight. It was back and forth, but because we had some good matchups during the season. Like I remember Rudy Johnson was just running roughshod in that game. R.I.P. to Rudy Johnson. But I just remember how back and forth that game was. Said had like 3 touchdowns in that game or something like that.
Was that the game Antoine threw a touchdown pass? Or Cedric threw a touchdown? Someone threw a reverse pass. Cedric threw it to Antoine.
Threw it to Antoine.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah. So it's literally the same play we ran in the Super Bowl, just with different people. Yeah. And so I just remember how tough that battle was. And like you said, but the thing was, once Carson went down, once Chemo, fell into it, and that kind of took over. So it's like everything else is a blur from that game.
For sure.
Because it was just like, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, who's what? Kitna came in,
You're
right?
a Florida guy, right? Kitna's a Florida guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I thought John Kitna went to Florida. Or his son went to Florida. Kitna's a Florida guy, I'm telling you.
He's a Florida guy from the state
He didn't go to Florida?
No. I wonder if he went to FSU. No, he didn't go to UF.
Okay.
Because we had Doug Johnson back then. We had Jesse Palmer, all those.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember John Kitna being on the list.
Okay, I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. But yeah, that game kind of was a whatever. But the next game was the next game. There's a little bit of memories going on with that one.
Oh my God.
well, you know, I remember one of the things that I tell people about that game, which I thought was special, was that we came out throwing the ball. Keith Miller, right? Touching.
Yeah.
We threw the ball. Now I think it caught him off guard because, like you said, we're Jerome, we're Willie, we're running, we're going to do this, that, and the
two
other.
tights, 12 personnel.
And it was like Heath Miller rookie season, Lapoco post corner. You know, he hit that little quick skinny post, and we went down the field early on him. And I think like back-to-back series and scored. But we did mostly throwing.
Yeah.
And obviously that was something I remember as a quarterback, but everyone else is going to remember the end of the game. I thought it was unique. You know what? I guess let's start with this. What do you remember about the fumble? Like like do you?
That was the second fumble.
Okay.
Because Jerome had fumbled earlier in the game.
I don't remember that.
So you know why? Because I jumped on top of it, so we didn't lose possession.
Okay.
But it fell in the end zone, so I thought I scored my first touchdown
You
in the NFL. Bro.
Did you get up and celebrate?
Oh, I got to celebrate. Man, yes, in the playoffs against the Colts. And then Red's like, get back in the huddle. Like, it just changes. We just keep possession. It goes from the spot of the fumble. You can't advance a fumble into the end zone.
Oh, my goodness.
I was like,
man,
I was so hot. I was so mad. I was like, they stole my touchdown.
He jumped in the stands. He can't breathe.
Oh, yeah. I was about to walk the dog. Get the Conor McGregor going.
He fumbled twice in that game.
So he fumbled
Never fumbles.
Yeah, never fumbles.
Wow.
And so when it came to that one, once again, running counter 32-0, right, to the right side. And I just remember I didn't hear boos or silence, right? Because we're in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And you remember the first time.
Couldn't hear a thing.
Deafening.
They cheated so bad. They pumped in more crowd noise.
Oh, my God.
That's good. I'm glad because having a lineman, especially if I'm on, because you're on the, so as Max as a tackle, he's going to be one of the furthest people from me at certain times in the huddle. If depends on what sideline we're on. And I remember, I will never forget, and I tell people all the time, I have never experienced anything so loud in my life.
Never.
Being in the huddle, being on the bench, trying to talk to someone,
couldn't hear,
and screaming as loud as I can to just communicate. And I'm like, this is not normal.
No.
And I knew they were cheating, and I knew they pumped in the noise when we played in the postseason and it wasn't as loud.
Exactly.
How is it not as loud in a postseason game as it was during the regular season?
You could hear individual fans in the huddle when we got in that playoff game. And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. And so Kendall and I kept looking at each other like, are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah.
And so I'll never forget. So in that first game, and Trey was starting at left tackle in this game because Marvell was injured.
Oh, okay.
So Trey's going against Freeney.
Yeah, there we go.
And Trey is just, welcome to the NFL, rookie. Like, I just give it up. And I just remember we go to the sidelines and we're trying to talk. Man, he's spinning everywhere.
Yeah, he's like a top. He's just
exactly. We called him Tasmanian Devil.
Yes.
Because he was just, and then Mathis wasn't that much different. Just Mathis was taller. So it was easier to get a handle on him.
Those two edge rushers.
Those two dudes.
It's like what we had. When you had, well, I'd say it's different because we had Harrison and Woodley and Porter and Clark. I mean, you had some good back, but not like those guys. They were different. They were different rushers.
They were all speed too. Right. And I just remember I tried to call a fan out to Kendall, and I'm literally as close as you are, screaming at the top of my lungs, and he is just looking at me. He can't hear a word. and Trey's trying to describe this, but you see the motions, right? Because it's so loud on the sidelines too. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know. That's what it looked like. It was like,
you just
And then he just goes like this and goes and sits down.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's right. It was so loud.
But it was so different there. And like you said, getting back to that play, I was listening for that negative point because we had scored. I didn't hear it. I heard a huge cheer. And I'm like, what the? And then next thing I know, I see Nick Harper taking off.
Yeah.
And then Kendall gets up. And Kendall
was digging.
Kendall was digging. He was on the Hayabusa. He was there. And then you were there, and you were like, and then boom, got him on the tackle. But I was like, oh my God. I was like, if you didn't make that play for how tight that game was, we would have had to go down and
loud.
It would have been so loud. And they would have snuck in the crowd noise.
For sure. They would have found a way to pump that in. Yeah, it is crazy because, and then I forgot for some reason that I knew Vanderjack missed it, but like that was just a tie. Like the kick was the tie, and we had to go play extras. But the fact that he missed it, and Willie mentioned something when he was talking about that feeling of after that game or when that happened, I think he said when the fumble happened, he said, man, we were on the sideline and we were like kind of devastated, but it was more like, all right, let's go. Like we believe in the defense is gonna get this done. Like it felt like, and I'll bring it back around to this because I thought it was interesting how he made this point, this analogy, and I didn't think about it really until he said it, and I'm like, man, I think you're right. After we won the Super Bowl, it was like, like what? That's it. Like we're like that. What's next? Like what's next? Almost like kind of like this. But after we won in Indy, it felt like maybe it's because we just kept going. We were going to keep going. I don't know, but it felt more like a bigger win in Indy than it did in Detroit. Almost. I know that feels weird, but he said that. I'm like, man, I think you're kind of right there.
Yeah, because even when we won in Denver, and they brought the AFC Championship trophy into the locker room.
Yeah,
it was like,
Yeah, I know.
Like, but did you see what we did last week?
I know. It felt so much different.
And I think also because it was Peyton, right? And Peyton was that face.
What they had.
And they were supposed to be the crown princes, right? They were the 1 seed. They had the bye. This team was 14-2. They couldn't be stopped. Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Edgerrin James. And we went in there and we absolutely took it to them because they took it to us the first time. And to get that kind of vindication and that revenge, there was so much more emotion in it. Whereas Denver, I was like, Jake Plummer.
Jake Plummer, I know.
I was like, and it was, and Lynch was older, played safety for. So there wasn't as much bravado. Like there wasn't that marquee matchup, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like you versus Peyton was a huge matchup. You versus Carson wasn't, but like you said, Carson gets injured.
That's the story.
And that's the story of that one. And then we get to Denver, and it's like, But
you're right. No, the AFC Championship game in Denver felt anticlimactic.
Yeah,
because of how big the Indy game was and getting that win. Which obviously we feeling it for Jerome and getting him back to Detroit. And we were talking to Willie about that, like just how special that week was for like Jerome, his family, going to his house for dinner and all the stuff that went along with it. Do you remember? I remember someone told me at one point when you get to Detroit, like, when the ball's kicked off, like take a mental picture. And I remember I could still see it. I mean, it's crazy, all the flash bulbs and everything.
Back when there were still flash bulbs.
Oh yeah, when you're exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We're analog era. We're analog era.
I definitely want to talk about the touchdown, Willie's touchdown run, because of how special that was.
Yeah.
And I'll get. Is there anything that like leading up to that, like that? I mean, I remember Jerome running out by himself. Like all of that was just really cool. I was wearing his jersey.
Yeah, when we got off the plane. Because you remember my cousin made all those jerseys.
No way, really?
Yeah, that was my cousin.
Know that.
Yeah, he made all those green number 6 jerseys.
Notre Dames,
So, and it was like, I was like, you got to rush it here. You got to get it here. Because it was right after the Denver game. Yeah. I was like, dude, you got a week to get all these jerseys made.
Let's go.
And that's obviously back in the era where we were all baggy everything. So these things,
baggier the better.
Like I pulled it out. I was like, dude, this is a sheet now. Like my children can literally go to bed in this. It was so humongous, but like you said, getting to do that for Jerome and getting off that plane, everybody had handy.
Yes.
Hey, I still have a photo of when we got on the plane and you had your handy cam because obviously, so another peek behind on the flight, Mr. Benjamin Roethlisberger here sat in front of me on the plane, literally the seat in front of me. And Ben would test out the chair every time when I was seated, and he would rock his seat back into it and look back like, yep, this is about right. And
keep you on your toes, brother.
And then when I got the opportunity, because all the veterans back then sat in first class, the moment I got my one shot to move to first class, who was the guy that said, nope, can't go? I was like, what do you mean I can't go? It's like, no, you're not messing up our ritual and our routine. You're going to sit back here behind me, and that is it. You have an open seat next to you, spread wide. You're not going to first class.
Listen, superstition, tradition takes over everything. What are we talking about?
Exactly. So for 9 years, I rode behind this guy for every home game. Mind you, we also shared a locker next to each other.
We spent a lot of time
the entire time. We spent an inordinate amount of time together.
I used to mess with Max. So the locker would have like these little, like the petitions,
Yeah.
Max, his shoe, if this is that petition right here, and his shoe touch, I'd be like, Max, we got to slide this shoe. I would just slide it
nudge it over.
Max would say, because he's like, there's no petition. I'm like, no, that's an invisible petition. The petition
it goes all the way to the other side.
And perpetuity.
Mind you, he had the clubhouse though.
I had the corner.
He had the corner suite, and then he also had the the corner inside of the corner suite.
No, you can't throw people in the secret clubhouse.
Well, you're
I hate it from
retired.
the media in
Statute of
there.
limitation.
I hate it from the media. in there.
Listen, you had a chair and everything in there.
You could see out the crack, and people be like, the media be waiting. They're like, man, Ben's not. Where is he? And I'd be sitting there looking at him like, oh, they don't know me here. Don't know me.
He had
The guys would know it. They'd start
Yeah.
laughing. I had a fridge in there. Everything was great.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Okay, back to Super Bowl.
Back to Super Bowl. Yeah.
I want to ask about Willie's touchdown run because he brought some great insight to me that I don't remember. Is he said that they called, it was like, he thought it was 38 power, 38 counter.
Yeah, so he thought it was going to be counter 36 power.
Okay.
And it would be in counter 34 pike because we were in 11 personnel.
Okay, there you go. And
Yeah.
he said that we ran it in the first half and he bounced it outside.
Yeah.
No good. And then he told a pretty cool story about at halftime going in and Allen and was it just Allen or the coaches were like, hey, listen, this is going to be, it's going to hit. We're going to run it again, and it's going to be successful. And then obviously, I'd forgot too that it was so early in the second half. He thought it was like the first, like second play or something. It was early.
Yeah, it was early. Yeah, we were early in that drive.
Yeah. So do you remember like that, like first half of him bouncing it? And
And pissed as always because every time we would set up the perfect counter or double, and Willie, being fast Willie Parker, right, FWP, would bounce everything and would not allow us to develop the blocks. I was like, Willie, stay tight. Like you get frustrated because you're like, if you hit this on the line where you're supposed to hit it, this play is going to bust for 20, 30 yards. Now, did I know it was going to be 75 yards?
Yeah, right.
Absolutely not. But I remember like, it was like, hey, Willie, keep it in line. Like you have a good offensive line. Like let them do their job. You kind of blow everything away because then you get fast flow backers over the top and they're not staying so that we can work the double team up to the second level. And so because he held that, I just watched when we motioned Hines in motion. I saw Michael Boulware, who I played against in college from FSU, the safety from FSU.
Right.
He over rotated and he went to the opposite hash. And I was like, oh my God, I just got Tutupu left, Lofa Tutupu. And when the play snapped, I just remember knocking the defensive tackle right in his hip, knocking him down. Kendall ends up pancaking him. And then I work up to Lofa, and Lofa's still standing there. So I kind of grab him. And then as he goes, I kind of wheel to my right. And next thing you know, I just feel that whoosh behind me. And then I looked. And I was like, there is nobody there. It was ridiculous.
Yeesh.
Yeah, but it was a perfectly designed play.
Well, that's what I meant because obviously Allen got in there and we asked Willie, I'm like, when did you know? Like
Yeah, what point?
when did you know? He said, once I got through, he goes, the safety, he goes, I was told to work the safety like I was going to the sideline and then put my foot in the ground to get north.
Yeah.
He goes, once I got past that safety and the linebacker, he goes, it was over. He goes, I saw the safety back there. That safety wasn't. I said, Willie, he had an angle. He goes, he didn't have an angle. Like
Mike
zero
ain't that
chance.
fast. Mike ain't
But
nowhere
even if
near
he
as
was,
fast.
like Willie was stupid fast.
So straight line speed. Oh,
And so like it was just cool to hear like, to see that because you actually worked up to the like you said second level and you were up there.
So
and
I wheeled off to Tupu at linebacker. That was playing the
just
mic.
gone, yeah.
And I knew because I saw where Boulware was, and I was like, if I seal to Tupu, I'm like, who else is there? And then I looked, and I'm like, oh, he gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. And he did exactly that. That
Yes,
chicken
real
leg
tight.
run.
Yep.
I think it's so funny to see how frustrated you get when Willie runs outside. Like
How many 32 doubles he ruined?
32 double was supposed to be in tight, like right, like at the guard, basically.
Yeah, essentially at the guard's butt.
Okay, so I've asked a couple O-line guys this question. I'm always curious because you didn't have to block the most stationary quarterback. You were blocking for somebody who
ad-libbed a little bit. Yes, okay, I get it. I get it. I was all over the place.
Utilize the field.
The most viral thing I remember was after I left, and this was like 16 or 17 when they brought in the Buddy Tevens like remote controlled dummies.
Oh gosh, I forgot about those things.
When they bring those, and you were like, "All right, Ben, we're going to work with these," and you just started just like bowling over each of them as opposed to just moving out of the way. I was like, "That's what I had to deal with for 9 years." That guy.
What was it? So when Ben would extend plays and get out of the pocket, like what was it like for you guys? Was that something that's like, okay, keep the play alive, or was it the frustration you're talking about with Willie?
No, I mean, like when you're in the moment, it was a mix of both.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. So early in my career, right? you know, because remember we would reset the hots and everything, and you'd be like, "What? I was waiting for that safety to come through." Like we'd have these conversations. So that's at my right tackle days. So at that side, Ben can see everything, right? But when I moved to left tackle, the thing that kept getting me was when he would drift and move, he would get like right behind me.
Might put my hand on you. You never know.
He'll give you one of these, like scoot out the way. I'm like, you're in my space. You know, it's like I'm like,
This is my office, man.
And so, but I always knew because the defensive ends would stop rushing and would start doing this, reaching over my shoulder, trying to get at him, and he would just be back there. I'm like, why are you behind me? He's like, well, the wall's better.
Yeah, let's get over here. I can hide. Listen, you know how hard it is for someone to go through. If my hand's on Max's back like this, to get through Max, to get to me, we got a good chance.
Yeah.
But it had to be, I mean, I'll piggyback that. I was a little bit, I was all over the place at times. I understand that, especially early on.
Yeah.
It had to be unusual because like a running back that Jerome Bettis, he's going to hit that hole. He's going to be patient.
Yeah.
Willie Parker, you think about Le'Veon Bell. You think about some of these guys that are like, Le'Veon was definitely patient, but they would bounce that. And that 32 double, like, you know how many times old linemen get called for holding because they're expecting it to come. If I'm an outsider, it's coming here and I'm blocking like this, and all of a sudden the ball bounces out here, and I'm like, oh wait, why is my guy going this way?
And you're like trying to drive with him, right? And so now color's getting exposed, so you're getting this.
Yeah.
And it's easy. And your ump at that time can see that. Your referee, they can see it. So you got so many holding calls.
So that's an interesting thing. I don't know if you can tell by my size, never played the position.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How many times are you seeing like those holding calls being the runner's fault? Like now when you're calling the games, you're like,
I would say there's a good 40-45% of them probably are just under half.
Could be avoided.
Yeah, could be avoided if they stay tight. Because once again, our job, and this is why I always tell people, I said, the difference between a clutch and a hold is a flag. So when you're in tight and everything's coming right there in a big mass of humanity, it's clutching when you're inside here.
Yeah.
It's a hold when it's outside the framework or you have a hand on the shoulder because your back is not following, or else I would have taken different footwork.
Sure.
I would have taken a wider angle to cut the guy off if you were going to bounce to the outside.
Right.
I'm expecting you here, so I need to be more middle, and so I can even play the guy a little bit outside because I can turn him at the last second. But when you bounce 6, 7, 8 yards wide,
how do you
don't even know what's going on, which is exactly where a quarterback like me, when I was doing that stuff, was really hard because as a tackle, whatever side you're on, you're expecting, if you're on the right side, the quarterback to be sitting up, like the pocket is created where you're going to be, for lack of a better, left cheek somewhere as you're setting the pocket wide. And all of a sudden, if and I'm not speaking for you, but I just know because I did a lot, is if Max
you
is
saw better than I did.
Right tackle, if he's setting like right like this, and all of a sudden I decide to get out of the pocket and he's blocking his guy like this, and all of a sudden his guy starts running away. Same thing as if his guy's going after. He's naturally holding on kind of because he's like blocking. He's like, and that's when the penalties happen, and that's a quarterback's fault too because there's so many times. But I think at some point, I assume that, you guys, all you guys, I mean, all the linemen I play with, you start learning. Like, because I remember early on, like Allen and Jeff and Marvell, Ken, those guys hated me. Hated. It was like, because could you go with Tommy Maddox too? Now they go from Cordell, who was probably all over the place, to Tommy for 2 years, who's Tommy's a true pocket. He could throw that ball all over the place. It was like, to then me, who was like, okay, option one's not open, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I made a lot of things happen, but it's hard.
Sure.
And so it takes time. And I think guys got, like, as you get used to it, you're like, okay, I know that Ben's could be doing something here. I think you guys probably felt at some point, like if you're sitting wide as a tackle and I feel that little step up pocket, like I might be out of there.
Exactly.
And so I think it probably took a while, but I think at some point you all start getting used to it a little bit.
And we had those conversations, right? Because when we watch film, you look at it and you're like, okay, if Ben feels pressure here, here's what we can expect.
Right.
Kind of, so for a degree. So now you kind of set, and Kendall and I were really good at communicating. And so Kendall, and Kendall was so fast. He had the twitches. He was the one that got all the
Fat?
false starts. Fast.
You said
twitch.
fat.
I
You-
said fast.
Hey, we're gonna check that, Kendall. I did not think you. I just want to know, Ken. I did not think you were fat. I thought you were a fine physical specimen.
You were
fix it in
you were
fast.
right here.
Fix it in post.
Don't
Yeah.
you dare fix that. You keep that in.
So he would
Actually, put the word underneath.
yeah, exactly. Closed caption. This is what he meant.
He was
Translation.
fast. Very, yes.
So he was quick off the snap. So I had to learn how to speed up with him when we would set double teams.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Kendall's literally, as soon as you say,
Yeah.
he's gone.
Yeah.
And God forbid it's a hard count. Now, I'm not as bad as Juicy.
Yeah.
But God forbid it's a hard count. Kendall just look at you and just do this and just walk back to the huddle when we have a false start. I'm
Yeah.
like, you knew what it was. So the ball, you're closer to the ball than I am. Why are you jumping? But that was one of the things we would communicate. So we knew when we had twist games, especially, like, okay, if we can kind of pin this, it'll give you a little bit more freedom to escape out the right side.
Right.
Because we're like, that's what Ben, if it doesn't work, he's gonna leak right.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, why not just create the funnel for him so it makes it a little bit easier? Or if he just, because he doesn't feel the pressure, he can just kind of sit behind the right side. And so it took, we were probably it's probably like 12 games in, I want to say. I think right around Chicago was when we were like, okay, we kind of got to beat on what Ben likes to do.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, no, you were definitely one of those that it was like, where is he at? Like you want the little biker, the little side mirror. You want one of those.
Still back there. Okay, still back there. I got it.
Okay, he's still back there. All right. Nobody's cheered or booed yet, so I guess he still got the ball.
Well, I feel like that is a perfect segue into Super Bowl 43. Because obviously and we can talk about whatever you want on that, but to me it's the last drive.
Oh.
And I'll never forget going into that last drive and it's our ball and we're down. And I grew up a Niners fan, Joe Montana.
Yeah.
And I remember the story that the Niners tell of Joe Montana coming in the huddle and being like, hey guys, like the team's all stressed and whatever. And Joe Montana says, hey guys, is that John Candy over there in the front row? To settle him down.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget on the sideline, I try to do some sort of a like let's settle everybody down. First play penalty. I'm like, you know what? My pep talks don't work so well. This isn't going so well. You're not supposed to go backwards the first play.
My speech didn't hit.
There's something about it. I forgot the punchline.
Yeah.
But going backwards, but you were left tackle.
Yeah.
That game. And going in, like what's your we'll get to the last play, but what do you like that whole series? It felt like just a whole modge podge of like little scrambles, little this, like just
we were just
things all over the place.
We were just getting it done.
Getting it done.
That's exactly what it was. And I just remember, like you said, like you had that moment as soon as we lined up for kickoff and we're sitting over. I just remember looking at it like, hey, we're built for this. Like they have doubted us this entire year, and look where we're at, right? And so it was like, we're gonna mess up, but mess up doing it 100%.
Yeah.
And
that line was a Mod Podge line.
Oh my god, yeah, because
D State was next to you, right?
No, D State was at right guard. Juice was
left.
Yeah.
Justin
Hartwig, yeah, center.
D State,
yeah,
and Willie.
Yeah.
I mean that
we were the bad.
Who's
news
the highest? Well, Justin was drafted kind of high in Carolina, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was at Carolina.
But he was on his second. But he was with us.
Second team. Yeah,
you were third round. Juice was a wedge buster. Let's be honest. To begin with,
listen, that Arizona
your brother
preseason game.
Y'all both Samoan.
Yeah, there it is. Both polys. Juice was a fourth rounder.
Okay,
I think Juice was fourth or fifth.
D State was
sixth,
late, and Willie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Willie was a third. Yeah, Willie was a third.
I mean, that's not what you expect.
No, and also the heights of all of us.
Yeah, well.
It really looked like cell service.
Depending on which provider.
Yeah. It was. So that. But you're right.
We weren't
that
supposed to be
group
there.
was like we were all so close. Like we were going trips together. Like we were a very close group.
We had fun. Yeah.
Very, very tight knit, and I think that's what led to the specialness, right? Because I've said on the show, and I'll live and breathe and die by this, is that I'll take a guy with less talent and more heart over more heart and less. No, I'll take more heart, less talent over a lot of talent, no heart.
Yeah.
And that group had more heart. And not saying y'all didn't have talent, 'cause y'all were talented, obviously wouldn't be there. But the heart of that group was just, it bled through us all. And that's what I think made that drive so special, is that it's like, hey, I don't care how we do it. Let's just get it done.
Get it done. Because you have to remember, there was a young Calais Campbell on the other side.
Yeah, that's right.
6'9" dude. You had Darnell Dockett, who was playing at a Pro Bowl level. You had Antonio Smith. Then you had Bertram Berry on the edge. You had Travis LeBoy, and you had all of these really good defensive linemen. And then also you had Carlos Dansby at linebacker. I mean, they had a heck of a front.
Good.
And D State was going through it with Dockett.
Yeah.
And Dockett was talking trash.
That's a lot of work.
Dude, that was a lot of work.
But D-State had a lot of heart.
He did. He had no knees, but he had all. All heart, no knees.
No knee. D-State would love you, but you got no knees.
He had grandpa knees. We called him grandpa knees.
Oh my goodness.
But he fought, and like you said, like to go through all of that, and we just looked at each other. And you remember that year, like the 08, we fought so much on the field, mainly because of Willie.
Yeah,
because
Willie does.
Willie was going to bust
Willie
his
Cologne
lip.
at this point.
Yeah, Willie Cologne, not Willie Parker.
Willie Cologne going to just
so Willie's going to fight. No butt and all fists.
Yes.
So
no socks either.
Yeah, no socks. Oh, God.
No socks. Oh, it's awful.
So here's the thing, and Willie, you can defend this if you want. He used to cut the actual sock part off and wear it as like leggings.
He's awful.
Because you had to cover your legs, right? It was
just
the most disgusting thing.
Awful.
And they put a humidifier in his locker and it did not work.
No.
It did not work.
Of course, why would it?
It was.
He would wear dress shoes with no socks.
What?
Like, what are
you
we
know how many
doing?
pairs of shoes he borrowed from me and ruined?
Bold choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, hey Max, man,
That's your fault.
Hey, can I borrow? No, this is rookie year before the welcome dinner, or the welcome luncheon. He's like, Max, man, I don't have any dress shoes here. We're just leaving training camp. It's down at the point at the hotel. He's like, can I borrow some dress shoes? I'm like, yeah, man, my apartment's right over here. Hey, just meet me over there. We'll put some shoes. So he picked out these nice shoes.
Just keep them.
and so we walk out. And we get there, he throws the shoes on. Like, hey, bro, where are your socks at? He's like, oh, I don't wear socks, and walked off. I was like, bro, what?
Don't work like that.
And then he had the nerve to take them off in the hotel after we were done and try and hand them back. I was like, you keep those, man. That's my gift to you. I would never want those. Oh,
those are yours.
Oh, God.
Willie.
He said, I don't wear socks.
He didn't ever.
Don't say that like it's
practice.
normal.
Hey, practice. Nothing. Never would practice.
Would you get to the bottom of that? Nobody asked, like, hey, man.
He just didn't. He
didn't like socks.
It, yeah.
He was too restrictive.
Socks are the best.
He just boycotted
good
socks?
sock. Good sock.
Yeah,
man.
he was a full sock boycotter.
Yeah, just awful.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Probably loves
that
Crocs
went dark. He wore sandals a lot, didn't he?
Yeah, he wore sandals. He just wore flip flops.
Yeah,
I believe
flip-flops
that,
all the
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Just awful.
Hey, that's a typical no sock guy.
Just awful.
Yeah.
Big flip flop guy over there.
But that, sorry, we kind
Yeah, we went off a tangent. It's all good.
But that obviously the last play, and I always tell people like San Antonio had the first one was easier. The play before was
The first, and I'm like, it was the exact same play. We just ran it to the right side.
flip-flopped.
It was literally 58, and we just switched the formation.
Yes.
That was literally it. And I was like, he should have caught it the first time. And so people were like, well, what did you see?
I was like, oh.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there on the left. I'm ready to celebrate. It's like, yeah.
It's so deflated because I was the same way. Like, oh my gosh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, and I could imagine because you're seeing it.
Oh, I saw the
and
whole
you
thing.
knew the touch. You're like, this was the perfect art teardrop right into his front shirt pocket.
I was like, don't show emotion. Don't show like don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, guys, we can do this. But I also said, I was like, people were like, well, if you wouldn't have made it on the second, I was like, it was only second down. And if you believe we weren't going to use all 4 downs to get that ball in the end zone,
I tell people all the time, I lost my mind because I forgot like a field goal tied it. Right,
Yeah.
we were down 3.
Yeah, we were down 3. Yeah,
I wasn't playing for field goal.
no.
Like I forgot. Like I truly like that throw was dumb. And being said, like that's a 4th down throw. Like that's a throw you make on 4th down, last play of the game. Dumb, but it worked.
Yeah,
so it was great.
It's
that it
always great
worked.
when it works, right? Yeah.
Do you
Sex Panther. Yeah, 60% of the time it works all the time.
do you remember like you're blocking? You see like at what point do you remember like looking up? Did you see the ball in the air still? Like what was going through your mind as the plays unfolding? Like when do you remember? Were you so engaged and like what happened?
Yeah, I remember I was against Bertram Berry, and it's funny enough. I now live in Arizona, so I started working on the radio station out there.
Yeah.
And they would put me on Bertram Berry's show. And B-Train would just stare at me just like this because I cost him his one Super Bowl shot, right? But I just remember I was so locked in and I was so tired. You have to remember I tore my LCL in the AFC Championship game, the second play. So I had this mummy wrap from my hip all the way to my ankle. And so it was like, and because, I was sweating so much, humidity in Florida, like it started like pinching off like in the back of my knee. Oh. And so I'm just fighting it. I'm like, my knee's like kind of going numb. And so I'm just like, keep on him until the whistle blows. And so I didn't see it until I saw the replay on the big screen. Okay. So I had no clue that we had scored the touchdown until I saw everybody run into the corner.
No way.
And then I ran to you, picked you up. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Evan. We were just talking about Super Bowl 43. You remember that?
43. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Evan, this is Max. Well, you get your microphone.
What's up, Evan? How are you, man?
Get your microphone. It's okay. This is the family dinner starting early. We're actually gonna just talk about the family dinner, and then we're gonna keep going with what we're talking about because we're diving into this thing.
You're going in.
All right. So this is like the family dinner brought to you by Giant Eagle, but it's not the family dinner yet. It's just the food part of the family dinner.
Yes.
Because Evan came down on time. We weren't ready. Because these stories have been great.
It was on
great stories.
It was on 2, Evan. It was on 2.
No,
a little early.
Double count.
No,
Double count.
I got a specific number, and I met that number.
Hot route.
You did. Red 7. Red 7. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna get back into.
Hey, we can eat and
we are gonna keep going. This is the family dinner portion of the food portion of the show, brought to you by Giant Eagle. Thank you everybody at Giant Eagle for this food. Thank you, Bill. Max shops at Giant Eagle too when he's in town.
That's right.
Evan gets it there. You said that they had a bunch things going on there today at Giant
They did.
Eagle.
Yeah.
They had the wiener dog there? Or the wiener
the Wienermobile.
The Wienermobile.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, Evan, will you explain to us what we have here then we're gonna get back into our story.
Yeah,
You're welcome to stay as long as you want, but
in the bowls we got some shrimp and grits, shrimp and cheesy grits.
That looks good.
And then the pizza, the flatbread, I should say, on the right there is my take on like a pierogi and steak flatbread.
okay.
Oh, nice.
So a little bit of mashed potato on there, some filet and sauteed onion. Ooh. And then in the middle, those are Cuban, like Cubano egg rolls.
Okay.
So it's got everything that a Cuban sandwich has inside. And
Max,
deep fried.
are you still allergic to meat and seafood?
Yeah, I'm vegetarian.
I prepared a vegetable dish as well. So
Oh man,
lawn clipping.
Well done. Well done.
I mean, this is amazing. And he hit all three. He hit all three of the proteins, right? I
There you
mean,
go. That's yours.
oh yeah. Here we go.
Well, okay. Tell us what this is first, Vince.
This is the Trogs Daylight Chaser Dark IPA.
Oh yeah, this smells more
6.3.
hoppy. I can smell that one.
Hey, the color is deep mahogany.
It is deep mahogany.
Oh yeah, that gives you an amber look right there.
Yeah.
That's nice. Actually,
That's not
actually
crazy.
smooth.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
It smells hoppier than it tastes.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like them. Both
Turkey season.
Before it is coming up. Trust me, it is coming up. I was excited. I was like,
Yeah.
So we're getting back to the Super Bowl thing because I don't know how long. Evan, you stay as long as you want. But Evan, we haven't talked about.
Sit down.
You leaving?
Take a chair, bro.
No.
I'm only saying this because
6
we haven't gotten
stools.
this. Maybe the family dinner. But your dad,
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Yep.
Did you know that?
no.
He got so
Notre Dame.
excited.
Like,
Oh, you are?
like
Yeah.
die hard. Maybe the greatest D lineman in the history of Notre Dame. Right? D line
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
ever.
Very cool.
Now you like Max all of a sudden.
No, not all of a sudden. I've always liked Max.
Okay, I'm just checking. Was there anything that you wanted to ask Max? Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say him and two of my. So I had 3 family members that played at Notre Dame at the same time.
Did you have one that went to SC though?
2. I had 2 uncles that went to
sudden he does
SC.
it.
How does that work?
Yeah, no.
functions?
So my grandmother was torn. So she actually had a jersey made that had half USC, half Notre Dame.
Very cool.
When she would show up to the games.
Yeah.
She was the originator of that.
Yeah, she was one of the first. She's actually, my grandmother's the only woman to ever win the NFL Mother of the Year award.
Really?
Really? How do you win? I mean, how do you win
They
that?
made it in 1988. They made that award, and so the first year of it, because she had 3 sons playing in the NFL at the same time. My
That would probably qualify you.
That would
as
qualify her as a mother. You're like, yep, she's got the stock.
Good
But-
genes.
But my uncle got Defensive Player of the Year. My uncle Joey for the Vikings. He was NFL Defensive Player of the Year the same year. So they had created this award. And it was only for 1 year. But my grandmother has the only NFL endorsed Mother of the Year award.
That's amazing.
Very cool.
By that. So yeah, so little hidden trivia, little beer trivia.
There you go.
Trivia, I like that. Did you want to ask anything, or did you want to listen to the stuff?
I'll just listen.
Okay, you're welcome to. You can pull up a chair. Whatever. We were just in the middle of talking about Super Bowl 43, and what he remembered. Max didn't actually see
I didn't see the touchdown.
Until the jumbotron. What do you think was a bigger, in your mind, bigger play? Willie's Super Bowl run or that play?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna have to go as great as a play as that was by Santonio. Willie's run, because that was our first, and because we did it from a 6 seed, like we did something that nobody had ever done before.
Situation surrounding
it, and then of course the mystique, right? You're sending Jerome off with a victory and all the emotion just to get him back that season. Whereas when we went in Super Bowl 43, we were kind of one of the favorites, right? We were the 2 seed.
Yeah.
We've been playing really well. So, and we had already been there. So we kind of knew what it felt like, right? The first time we had no clue. Like you said, like Indianapolis, you would have thought we won the Super Bowl that day.
Yeah.
And then to still go on and play and get to Detroit and then all the stuff surrounding that and get to the game. I just felt like that one, Willie's run sticks out because that was almost like a plant your flag, like our team's legit.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in this conversation for years to come.
Okay. So that leads me to a question. I don't like this to be interviewee, but I'm gonna ask you this is an interview question
Okay.
as you take a bite, because this is gonna be a longer setup question.
Okay, good.
But I'm gonna let you as you house all this food real quick.
Dog, these grits are
The
ridiculous.
grits are unbelievable. Because it kind of goes with the two questions, the two plays.
Okay.
You're an offensive lineman. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows how much linemen love to run the ball. Okay.
Yes.
Or when the team runs the ball behind the guys. I'm fine with that. So my question is, I mean, it's fine. It's boring, but it's fine. My question is,
For you, I
you
get to abuse people.
you're at what? You want to be right or left tackle? Left tackle.
Just go left.
Left tackle, because that's like the pristine pass ball. Okay. I'm gonna give you two different play scenarios. I want you to tell me which one means more to you.
Okay.
Pass play called in the huddle. Okay. You're about to set. You got an edge rusher coming. You got James Harrison. You got TJ. You got a dude coming.
Yeah.
Now you're pass setting. Quarterback Ben Roethlisberger sets deep. You're kicking. Oh boy, here comes a blitz. Now I got a hand on the best, and I got to throw an arm, extended the blitz, because a blitz, boom, and you do this whole thing right. You're just, Evan, rush Max.
Go.
Oh, no.
I'm ready.
Neither, please.
You double, you get two guys. We talk got two guys. Ball gets out, touchdown. Oh my goodness, it's 50-yard touchdown. Pass, ball's in the air for 60 yards. Okay, there's play one.
Play one.
Next play, we're going to call a little run to the left. Run comes. Now you drive your guy all the way to the sideline. Run goes in for like a nice 20-yard run. Which play's better for you?
20-yard run.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
You said I drove the guy to the sidelines.
I know. I should have just said.
You should have said that. I was like, that means I just dominated this dude.
That's on tape now,
I
baby.
knew it.
Yeah, the stress level of the double window panes is what we call it.
Dang it.
The double window washer, and it's one of those where it's like, oh no, I didn't call a fan. Like it's like you're trying to make up for something. Like, did I miss something? But it's like, like the duel on the backside, like take 2 for 3, but all 3 come, and you're just like, oh. Because I had that happen a couple times in our career where we had it and it was corner fire, and the end was still rushing me like straight on my chest, and the guard and everybody they're going turn to the right, but I see the guy, and you're like. Trying to feel for something, and I miss him. And then BA coming to the meeting on Monday. Is that your one, Max? Is that your one? I'm like, God, dog. I'm like, yes, that's my one. That is my one, BA. Thank you. I was like, yes, I got Ben killed. Thank you for reminding me. And let. So yeah. So the stress level.
The lookout block.
Oh God.
What's your boy? Help!
Al. No, just joking, Al. Love you. All right, so let's move on to this, because we're gonna spend all day. This is great. I love talking.
Yeah.
So as we said, let's dive quickly into like kind of the current stay the Steelers? Like just we don't have to spend a lot of time there because the draft's coming up.
Yeah.
Obviously, this show will be actually while Evan's here, this is perfect timing. This show is airing next week,
Okay.
Tuesday after the draft.
Yes.
So when people are watching this, they're going to know who we've drafted.
Yeah.
So we're going to start this episode, this next segment with who did they take? We're going to see how good you guys are. So go ahead and take a time because I see you're stressed out. Your face got red. You're stressed.
I'm surprised he doesn't have his picks in his
Yeah.
on a piece of paper.
This is who I
by
would
the
do.
I left
way-
my notebook upstairs.
That's why you're sweating. Max, what do you see the Steelers? You don't have to give me the pick right now, but what do you see the Steelers doing with? They have 12 picks, which is you can never use 12 picks unless you're the Browns. You can use all 12, and then you're gonna maybe
still
pay
gonna be
five some more.
bad.
11 quarterbacks.
Nine
Seven
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks this year. Yay.
So what do you see happening? Give me an overall picture first, and then go into
Yeah. So I think like I look at it and I think the top needs are going to be, safety, guard, wide receiver, and then offensive line depth. Like those things, especially after hearing the news or setback with Broderick and his progress. So now it's like, okay, offensive line is now even more at the front of it. Yes, I know, and Dylan Cook did an awesome job at the end of the season last year coming in, but I think you have to look at guard because Isaac Seumalo's gone.
right.
The problem is, it's like, do you go early? Do you jump up to go get Ione from Penn State?
I don't think he'll be there at 21.
No, he's not going to be there.
I don't think so.
No, I think the sweet spot's going to be 15. That's the latest he can drop. And even then, I think you have to go in front of Baltimore to get him.
I think they want him too.
Yeah, because Baltimore really
But
wants
again,
him.
with 12 picks, I wouldn't jump into the top 10 to get somebody.
Yeah.
But you can jump to like fifth. Like Baltimore did that with us, like on a tight end was an and like they've done
Yeah.
that to us too.
Yeah, Mark Andrews, I think it was.
I'd be all for jumping like you can jump 5 or 6 spots, get to that 15, 14, that sweet spot like you talking about, and get someone like that guy. I think that's the guy you want.
Yeah,
ideally.
that's the ideal guy you want in the first round. And I think if you can't get him, now I think wide receiver, safety are probably the next position that's first round worthy for that, because I don't think there's a tackle by the time they get to 21 that you're going to say, hey, this is a guy I want to build depth around or could potentially compete. Because I think those guys will be gone. Spencer Fano, Francis Maui-Noah, potentially whether you like Max Ianachor or you like Caleb Lomo. Those guys are going to break free.
Look at all those names, by the way.
Yeah, Monroe Freeling, Blake Miller.
guy.
Like those guys
Professional.
are going to be gone.
Yeah.
And this is all in my brain because I'm there for all 257 picks.
what you do. Yeah.
I can reel off the list. And so I think I look at safety. I think of Dilla Thieneman and Emmanuel McNeil Warren, probably the two safeties that are going to be after Caleb Downs. How good is that?
Oh,
This is the
Yeah.
most. This is one of the more remarkable things you've ever made. This is a Cuban sandwich egg roll.
Yes.
sorry.
Sorry, it needed its own space. Please, Max, continue. That is, or take your time, actually.
Yeah,
Take
now
your time.
I'm
Take your time. I'll take a drink of this beer and I'll talk about it.
Yeah, you rattle off those names. That was very impressive.
While it's going on, do you agree with what Max is saying or do you disagree with everything?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, because the news about Broderick and all that completely changes, the draft order for the Steelers, I believe.
Yeah.
And I agree with the wide receiver take too. I just don't know which ones will be available in that first round again.
Do you still want the Steelers to trade up and get the running back from Notre Dame?
Oh man, man,
Hey, dream.
Yeah, I
that
was
would
gonna
be
say,
something.
and if running back, he's like, not Jadarian Price.
I'll take Jadarian Price too. I
Yeah.
like Jadarian Price.
Yeah, but I mean, Jeremiah Love's that dude's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah.
God, he's ridiculous. Like
He
watching
is.
him because I had their playoff game last year. Jordan Clark's last year at Notre Dame. So I called that Indiana Notre Dame playoff game, and he was special then.
Yeah.
But I look at that and I say, I don't know. Like you said, I don't know if there's a running back that's worthy of that 21 after Jeremiah Love goes. But day 2, if you got a guy sliding in that second round when they get up to it, and especially I think as you look at the third round, you're gonna play with what have I got in the first 2 rounds, because you got those 3 that are kind of all melanged together.
Yeah.
I think if they are going to move up, they'll probably package 2 of those 3s to
Why not?
go for the guard at Penn State. And I would not hate that. And I'm fine with 3 picks, just total in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah. I think I was on James Harrison's show. And I was surprised to hear him say, he goes, I would take offensive line the first 2 picks. Like I think depth is just too important. And then with Broderick, and then I would go get I would try and get a guard like that stud guard. And then I would go get the best available. I don't care if he's a center, a tackle, a guard, because you need depth. You need to have that. Now I know there's need for wide receivers, and I know, but don't take a flyer. Don't reach at someone. Like I know that Evan always tells me, or they're talking about like this mock draft hasn't taken what's the quarterback from Alabama?
Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
I was like, if they touch
Absolutely
a quarterback
not.
in the first round, I will
Absolutely not.
Evan will burn his jerseys.
No, I got way too much involved with that stuff. That's like burning money at this point. Here's my wallet. You know?
Okay, so we hear what they need, and we'll obviously we'll know. And I don't disagree with you. What do they do? Give me your predictions. I want to hear both you guys' predictions of what they're going to do. See how prophetic you are.
The pressure's on, and I got to follow him. Like,
You want to go first?
no,
It's actually a competition.
Steelers trade up and get Vavenga from
Right
Penn
before
State.
Baltimore.
Like jump to like 11 or 12.
Okay.
Like go for Cowboys or Dolphins right outside the top 10.
I think they move up to 10.
But you realize because who has 10 right now?
I don't know.
The
Speaking
Giants,
of
right?
flyer,
Giants
yeah.
got number 10 because
They're going for
Cincinnati traded for Dexter Lawrence.
Oh,
Yeah, you probably get it from New York, but I think New York wants that 10 because
They do.
they know that they need help because they already have that higher pick.
He just wanted one
6.
more pick than you. He's
I-
like the price.
the hamster was on the wheel.
99 cents.
I'm like, this can go one of 2 ways, Evan. All right, and it worked the way I thought it would. I got pass. So
Oh my God.
All right,
that's too funny.
that's it. You think they're going line? I mean, they're going with him.
I think if they're going to trade up and not stay at 21, that's what they're going to do.
What if they don't trade up? What do you think? Do you think they're trying to get like the best receiver, best
I
of
think
those
safety.
3?
I think,
Safety.
I think
Really?
safety or wide receiver
Yeah.
at 21.
Do you think safety is that important? Like they need this? I said this a long time ago that one of the things I thought was like very important was that for them to try and find a game changing safety. But I don't know how like Caleb. Like I
Caleb's
think
the only
Ohio
one.
State dude's a stud.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
he's going to be
he's the
long
top
run.
3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you need a game changer, and I never want to say you need the next Troy. You need to try to find the next almost Troy because that's
Troy
hard
Light.
to find. Yeah,
Troy Light guy.
but I just don't know who that is. I don't dive into it enough to know.
Yeah.
But but that's not. I just what I don't want to see is them. You know, we always talk about on the show when we talk about draft. It's like, okay, you have your needs, and then you always have like that separate category of like best available.
Best available.
But like, don't take the best available of like a tight end or a whatever. Like
Yeah.
it just makes me nervous that maybe the everything's different now. I don't know. New regime.
No.
No. Okay. Here it is. You heard it here first.
No.
Evan's like, oh, boy.
here we go again.
I'm going to stand up real fast.
Yeah, do it. Take stretch knee. Don't cramp. Don't cramp. Do you? Is the food all gone?
No,
Is there any more up there?
no,
He wants you to rush him.
no.
Ev,
This is your dream.
Ev, this is it.
Evan,
You
this is
trained
it.
for this.
I
Evan,
can
this
rush upstairs and get more food.
Yeah, well,
You've been talking
I mean, that
about
would
this
work too.
forever.
that's a good rush.
Bathroom right there. Yeah.
That's a
You've been
worth.
talking about this.
It's a worthwhile rush.
Yeah. Thank you. Those are good.
Any more grits?
I mean, I would take a grit.
Yeah.
Do you want me my bowl or they in a bowl?
They got we got a kiddie's pool full of it. I'll eat. like,
Those grits are
like-
unbelievable.
what's that? Yeah, I'll get more of everything.
More of everything.
Like,
Why would we not take more of everything?
Evan, when have you ever asked me if I wanted more and I said no?
Yeah.
You know, like
This is, we'll just bring your mic in there. We'll just keep it going. So make this show special. Well, there it is. I like that though. I like what he said. I don't disagree. I think it's lineman. I like that guard.
At this stage, I can't see them not doing that. Right?
I don't know. I mean, a receiver wouldn't hate a receiver.
But I'm
either,
saying moving up.
moving up. I think when you have 12 picks,
You have to.
you can't use those 12 picks. You can't.
Well, and I think what you need isn't going to be at 21. So,
No, I would agree with you.
like at 21, you're doing best available. Unless for some reason people fall, but at that point in time, like you can't risk it.
yeah, I don't.
It's with that much capital, you should be.
Yeah, but I just don't. I don't want them to trade. I don't think they should trade up to like inside the top 10 and try and do something crazy. There's no need for that.
Yeah, you're not looking for a quarterback. There's not somebody in there. You're not going to get your Mendoza. You're not.
I would love for them to just hey, Baltimore, you want this guy? Guess what?
Swipe him.
Bingo.
Swiper.
Swipe, no swiping.
No
What's
swipe,
that?
Dora?
Swiping, no swiping.
Yeah, it's Dora. Is that Dora?
I think swiping, no swiping.
No,
Yeah, it's
swiper,
definitely
no
Dora.
swiping.
Swiper, no swiping.
Definitely Dora the Explorer.
Yo, my 4-year-old daughter hit me. She was watching Dora. She hit me with just a noise. It wasn't a word. And Dora would be like naranja, and like it's orange, and and she'll say the word in Spanish or whatever. And my daughter goes, I don't. That's Spanish. I'm like, baby, that's not.
That's not Spanish.
That's not Spanish.
Unless you
definitely
speaking
not
in
Spanish.
tongues, that is not a language.
definitely not
Like I
Spanish.
don't know. Yeah, but she said it confidently. Looked me straight in my eyes, and I was like, I applaud the confidence. That was that was impressive.
The confidence was great.
Yeah.
All right,
So you're moving up.
What? But is Aaron coming back? I thought they would have liked to know before the draft too, but I think Charlie Batch is the one who's been saying this, and he might not be the only one saying this, but Charlie's been calling it a lot recently, and some people are starting to pick up on it that he's saying, and I'm gonna keep saying it about Charlie because they're gonna put it on me and they're gonna make it like Ben said. Charlie Batch said that it's about the money. Or he thinks it could be about the money, I should say. I shouldn't say Charlie. He doesn't. Maybe Charlie does know. Charlie knows a lot of things. But Charlie's saying that, I think it's more about there's more here than just does he want to play or not play. It's like maybe either Aaron's asking for more than the Steelers are willing to give. Maybe, there might be something there. So who knows what's going to happen. But, what does your gut tell you? Is Aaron coming back?
So my gut's kind of been that I think Aaron wants to come back.
Yeah.
I think he wants to come back. I think this is just kind of playing hardball right now
Because of the money.
because
Or a contract or however,
my
whatever you wanna
contract
say.
issue.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily. I think he wants time. I think he wants like a 2-year deal instead of a 1-year deal.
Oh, really think he wants to keep playing that long?
Well, just to have that
I
comfortability
gotcha.
about it, and then you can spread stuff, dead money around, all that kind of stuff. But I think after last year, just seeing how he left the field
Yeah.
and how
Pick six is a tough way to go.
like disappointed and feeling like he let them down.
Like
type
y'all
of
brought
deal.
me in here to do this.
Yeah, and it's like, and I didn't hold up my end of the bargain. And I think there's something about him. I mean, I feel like you have a very similar like mindset from that perspective, where it's like this was going differently in my mind, and I knew what I wanted to get accomplished, and I didn't quite get to my level that I thought I wanted to. And so it'll drive you. And I think that seeing that like snapshot as they walked in the locker room at the end of the game, that's what kind of got me. And then when I went down the tunnel afterwards, I was like, this seems different. It doesn't seem like a goodbye, like I'm done. It seems like I'll see you soon type of deal.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of feel in my gut with him.
But you know what? As I'm sitting here, Max, as you're sitting, we're the same age. You're actually older than me.
By a month.
No, 2 months. You're January. I'm March.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Semantics. It's less than 2 months. But yeah.
But as we're sitting here, and I know that you, Father Time's undefeated.
He is. Oh. Hey.
So I
He's
just
winning.
think about that. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw me like catching a cramp sitting down. So yeah, Father Time definitely wins.
I get out of bed hurting sometimes. But anyway, no. Yeah,
You get out of the bed?
Yeah. Have you heard about Will Howard? Like how he's done it at what's going on? At
Mini
OTAs?
camp.
Mini
Mini
camps?
camp
Has
right
Have
now.
you heard anything? You don't have to go to that. You know,
I don't have to go to that.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
I wondered. I think it's great. This is like I love that he's getting the reps. I'm a big supporter of like giving him a shot.
Yeah, I want to see him get a legit shot.
If Aaron doesn't come, obviously,
Yeah.
it's not going to. If Aaron comes back, it's not gonna-
But I mean, we have not seen him throw a competitive pass
I know.
yet.
I know.
Like I was so excited for
But
the
he was pretty good
preseason.
his last few years of college, his last few games. I mean,
Last few games,
really good.
And I had him at K-State before he went to Ohio State too. So I've
Yeah,
liked
the worst
Will.
thing that happened was him getting hurt and not getting any preseason reps. It was horrible.
No, especially
Yes.
like that Carolina game, he would have got a ton of reps.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville, and to not have him there, and I thought, okay, things are starting to progress, and he's gonna, and then boom, setback again. But I want to see what he can do. I don't care where he was drafted. People are like, oh well, since he wasn't
Who
drafted,
cares?
it doesn't matter. If you can throw the football, you can throw the football.
I mean,
Right?
he played at a big time program and he
And
went and
won.
won. Yes.
And had probably one of the best postseason stretches
That's what I'm saying.
of a quarterback in the playoff.
And basically, let's be honest. You went to a big time program. I didn't. But when you're playing in those postseason games, those are like mini NFL teams. Like there's so many NFL players. Like you're playing
so many. Look how many are about to get drafted. Like from Ohio State.
It's probably more competitive than a preseason game, to be honest. Like, there's a lot better going on.
Some guys. I mean, for us, even when we played, right, we said game day was easier than practice because we had the number one defense in the league that we were going up against every day. So when we got to the game, it was like a break.
It was a relief.
Yeah.
Troy's not out there running around. Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, thank God. It's just the Jets.
James isn't coming off the edge and like bull rushing me in shells, and then I step on Ben's ankle and spraying it for
Ben there. You know what a 19 feels like on a foot?
Yeah.
No,
not good.
Thank God.
You could try it.
No,
I'll
take your word
with
for
a
it.
spike. With a spike with a cleat.
Yeah, with a cleat. Oh, it was so bad.
On a bad toe. That's no good.
Yeah.
On a big toe, around a big toenail.
Good for you, man. Hey, earned it.
Well, that's I can't wait to see what happens. I wouldn't it be like crazy if they did exactly what Max said.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I feel like it's your insight and I feel like you've obviously what you do for a living now, you're tapped into it, but it seems very wise based upon what we need right now, man. It's like I can't see. That's what we were just saying. Like I can't see him not moving up.
I mean, at least taking a shot at it,
right?
Yeah.
Whether it works or not is a whole different story because obviously you have to have a suitor that's willing to take that deal.
Right.
But if we're going strictly off needs and what could elevate this team, regardless of whoever's at quarterback, as you know, but build your line.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Build your line. And
build a line and then put a quarterback into it.
Then you insert quarterback. That's why I said if you build both your offensive and defensive lines and then you go get a quarterback, that's the perfect progression that you want.
Teams want to get a quarterback and then build a line. I've been saying that for I've been preaching. I know.
Remember David Carr?
Yeah.
We went down to Houston, right? Mm-hmm. They did not build that line, and David got absolutely assassinated.
Couldn't even play anymore. It's just so bad. Jeez. Did you think that the McCarthy? Did you like the McCarthy hire?
I did. I did actually like it because at first, everybody's like, oh, booing it. I'm like, but think about this, right? If you didn't really love any of the candidates this year that were coming out, and also so much later in the process as well, getting into it, I was like, why wouldn't you go take a guy that has a proven track record of winning?
Yep.
And he's done it arguably the other two biggest franchises in the NFL, in the Cowboys and the Packers.
Good point.
Storied hit franchise. Didn't blink an eye. And he's from Pittsburgh.
That said something to me right there. I mean,
when you're a Yinzer, on top of that, like the dream, and
he knows what it is to what it means to bleed black and gold here.
He does, and he's bled black and gold and just had to cover it up all those years.
When he coached for the second and third biggest teams in the NFL, Pittsburgh, I mean, it makes sense.
You can't say, this is still my favorite.
Yeah,
but so I feel like there's a certain stewardship when it's in that position.
Right.
And he's going to do everything in his power to be successful
for sure
and pour his heart into it. And that's what I care about, right? I care about a guy pouring it. Do I need another 19 years like Mike Tomlin or 12 from Cowher? No, but I want the passion and the intensity to be there. And I feel like he has that offensive mind. He's put together a really good staff.
Yeah.
I'm all for it because I think it's something different, but yet it's a guy who carries a philosophy and carries the traditions. So you're not going to be changing the entire culture.
The whole way. Yeah. He if anything, he wants to keep it, get back to it, whatever you want to call it. And I think there's not many people out there that would want to win a Super Bowl as bad as he would. I know all coaches, listen, what do you mean, Ben? No, all coaches want it.
Yeah.
But for him to win it here, there's a little something extra.
I mean, that's a childhood fantasy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff you go and play backyard football and throwing the ball up to your buddy on a go route, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the moments you think of. Like, I still think of, like, when we went to Super Bowl 40, I still think about, I was in 8th grade. I was at my boy William Whitehead's house. And I think Williams actually still lives up. I think he moved up here to Pittsburgh, actually. And we're playing basketball in the front yard. And we go in to watch Super Bowl 30, Cowboys Steelers. And that was the first time where I was like, man, I'd love to do that one day. And it just vividly sticks. That's what that feels like.
Yeah.
Even though you're like, I'm sure in Mike McCarthy's mind, I've been in Green Bay so long. I've been in Dallas. I'm never going to make it back to Pittsburgh. And then I'm out of coaching. There's no way. The Steelers only had 3 coaches since 1969.
Yeah.
and then you get that call.
No.
Oh,
Your hometown team.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like 10 minutes away from the training facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the coaches, you opened the door real quick. What? Obviously, Tomlin. Now you saw. Obviously, now you're in the media job. You've done radio, done TV. You've kind of done a little bit. Obviously, you enjoy doing that. Is that?
Yeah.
I love to kind of get your thoughts on like what is the future look like for you? What's your dream? Are you trying to do that? What do you think about Tomlin getting the NBC gig?
I love it. He's going to fit right in.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about this. Like, who is his protege? Who do you look up to? Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
And you're replacing Tony Dungy on Sunday Night Football. Like, there's
Might be a little
no
hard too,
better consideration for that. So I think he's going to do excellent. I think he has the personality for it. Oh, yes.
This is the family dinner brought to you by Giant Eagle.
Yes, it is.
Part two.
Part two.
Thanks, Evan.
Enjoy, gentlemen.
Appreciate you very
Yes,
much.
that is so
I
awesome.
think he'll do good with it.
I think
too,
he'll be
so.
good because he has a personality, right? And he has his Tomlinisms that they'll work into it. But I think for him, it gives him that flexibility to only have to work one day a week. And he gets to see his kids. Because the biggest thing was he wanted to see Harley, right?
Yeah.
Participate in gymnastics.
Gymnastics.
He's been down at all those meets. He's getting to be dad,
Right.
right? So I think it still gives him that flexibility.
Yeah. Well, I think that's perfect. That's we can actually really do the family dinner.
Yes, we
You're
can.
talking about kids and doing all that stuff. And I'll add, you can
This
grab something
this
else. while-
Cubano was-
I know, right?
Dude,
Grits are extra
insane.
hot now. What? Thanks again, Giant Eagle. Bill, we
Yes,
appreciate you.
thank you. Large Bird
So
Industries.
you're obviously doing large bird industries. That's good. You're obviously doing a lot of the media stuff right now
Yeah.
and traveling and doing the
Everything.
Steelers stuff.
Yeah.
Did and you have you have beautiful wife who she was not. Is she still working?
Yeah. She's still a physician, active, inpatient care.
She wasn't a ER doctor. What was she doing when you?
Physical medicine rehab. So she was in residency here
Okay,
at UPMC.
Yeah, I knew she was doing. Like,
Yeah.
I knew, big. We married way.
No, we outkicked our coverage. Absolutely.
Actually, all three of us did.
Yeah.
So, the family dinner, we like to sit down. We think family dinners are important. We talk about things. And so you've got an amazing wife, smart, awesome, 2 beautiful daughters
Yes.
that are 13
And 11.
11.
Yeah.
Volleyball. We were talking about volleyball
Yeah, we had a
earlier.
good volleyball talk.
What's what's it like being? I mean, how often are you on the road? How often are you traveling away from them? What's like? Talk to me about family real quick. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on in your family?
So fall and winter, Daddy's not there on the weekends because
Yeah.
I'm covering college and pro football. So obviously I call the Steelers. I do Steelers games every week. I also do ESPN college games every week. And then when the Steelers don't play
That's just
on
a random
Sundays-
game, like whoever they
It's usually the number 2 game of the week on radio. I'm on the number 2 crew. And then when the Steelers don't play on Sundays, I do the NFL radio broadcast coverage for ESPN.
okay.
So whether we have Thursday night football, Friday night football, or Monday night football, I'll go do a Sunday 1:00 game for ESPN on the radio. So I'm gone about 23 weekends in a row during that time. Because
Is that hard? You're with the girls?
It is. It's tough.
I mean, your wife and girls, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, all the girls, right?
Yeah, all the girls.
Yeah, all 3 of the girls. It's tough, and that's why when I'm home during the week, like I do our in the locker room show that you've been on. I do it from the house there, which is nice, having a Comrex unit where I can do the show and be home because I want to be there for pickup from school because I can't do drop off in the mornings in the fall because our show starts too early. But just to make sure that I'm present, right? I mean, to know that, hey, Daddy's there regardless. If I'm not physically there, I'm a phone call away. I'm a FaceTime. I'm a Zoom. I mean, I remember doing homework on the road, like on FaceTime. I'm grabbing a piece of paper at the hotel room. We're trying to work through math problems and everything. But I mean, yeah, my family means the world to me. I mean, like you said, you've known Tiff for 20
time.
years, you
Yeah.
know. So being away and Tiff's just a champ. I mean, she handles that household. She keeps everything going. Like I said, weekends to have 2 girls doing 2 separate things and be able to manage that on her own.
It's hard. It's hard doing with 2 parents. let alone-
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. So she's a superstar, and so I can't thank her enough. I got the perfect partner, and we kid about like, hey, how long have we been together? God, you're old. She looks at me all the time. I'm like, well, I mean, I was a spring chicken at one point, but we have a great relationship, a great foundation. And so, the girls are just, they're happy. They try and make it as easy on us as possible at times.
They're sweethearts.
But as sisters, they have their they know how to push that exact button of each other, and it's hilarious to watch that dynamic. But like you said, they're great. They play sports. Both the girls are in volleyball. My youngest is also in softball, and Waverly plays tennis as well.
Oh, nice.
So Waverly and Quincy.
You're not playing any tennis.
I'm watching. I am a great watcher of tennis. I will talk all the smack from the sidelines, but I will not touch a racket. And so yeah, that's kind of our life. And then we got our other bad dog. You remember Leo, my old Rhodesian Ridgeback. Mm-hmm. So So obviously he passed during COVID, but we have a Spanish water dog now.
Oh my goodness,
Oakley. He's neurotic.
The pause.
Yeah, he's neurotic. I love him. The energy level. He's 5 years old.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's like, oh my gosh, he's a
Ridgeback
puppy.
living in the city though.
Yeah, in the city. Yeah. I had an urban apartment with a 115-pound dog.
The dog that hunts lions.
Yeah, and he's just chilling. And so every time the furries convention would come to town in the summer, the furries would be looking at him, and he'd be ready to go at him because he's seeing all these tails and masks and ears and stuff. Oh my god, yeah, he used to get into it with the furries all the time.
That's hilarious.
Max, I'm thinking at some point I might need, because obviously my daughter's 1 year behind your oldest, right between your two girls.
Yeah.
But I feel like, now I would say this. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this in the nicest of ways, okay, Max?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take this down the road, but I'm gonna start with here. And again, please, I say this with all due respect and all love. Max is one of the kindest, best, big-hearted, loving people that I've ever met in my life. Okay, just salt of the earth. Will do anything, give you shirt off his back, will do anything for you. Doesn't take anything away from you as a football player. Obviously, I think God made you a little bit kinder than others, because otherwise you would
I'd be in prison.
You'd destroy people. So
you can't be that big and mean.
You can't be that big and mean. Yeah. And again, but I mean that, and like, you are one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. My question is, okay, so I'm setting it up for my question.
Yeah, absolutely.
When as a dad, I know how to answer. I know how to answer this question. When one of the girls decides, when either one of the girls decides to bring that guy home for the first time, which Max are we getting? Are we getting the one that God should have made? That might go to jail. Like, could you imagine this? Like, so Max's wife Tiff, she's 6
foot. She's 6 foot, almost 6 foot and a half. Yeah, she's tall.
So there's height in the family. Max is not a small human being. We can see that.
Yes.
Okay. Could you imagine? I assume that anybody that would ever, and again, I'm sorry that we're talking about dating. I have a daughter too, so I get it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I assume that whoever is going to ever talk to your daughter is going to know who their dad is.
Yeah.
I assume.
They should. Yeah.
They should. But could you imagine going to the door?
Yeah.
And it's like, this is exactly what it'd be like.
Yeah, it's that scene from Bad Boys.
Too. It's Bad Boys too.
Reggie.
All the way.
Yeah, Reggie.
And I hope that Max comes to the door for the first time in a wife beater with a stain on it.
Yeah, exactly. Shotgun, a little bit of blood. I was
just something back there. But
Hey, what's up, man? What you need?
have you thought about that day? Or I hope, has it happened yet?
No, it has not happened.
Okay.
And my
Have
daughters
you
also know. They're like,
okay.
they're like, yeah, no.
I do. I was like,
I'm not interested in you guys yet.
We good. That's the same way.
Yeah.
Well, have you thought about, what is it going to be like?
Yeah, I'm hating him immediately.
I love it. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
Hey,
That's all I need to hear.
my daughter's asking like, Dad, but what? I said, I hate him.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know him. I don't know what he's going to be like.
He's a missionary. He takes care of his brother and I don't care.
This kid could be the second coming. Right? But if he comes to my door asking for my daughter's attention, I hate you on sight.
On sight.
And there's nothing you can do that's going to make you ingratiate yourself to me. I don't care if you come up and you're like the biggest, nicest offensive lineman. You're affable. You have a 7.0 GPA.
Can you teach me, Mr. Starks, how to be the best tackle I can be?
Exactly. And I was like, you know where you're going to be the best tackle? Over there. Over there.
You have all of my hate. All of my hate is directed into you, sir.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, there'll never be. Yeah.
I approve. As a dad of 2 daughters, I approve that message.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't we all? Okay. Max, here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and take your time eating. Spence,
Yeah.
hit us with the last one.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
Little guy.
Am I missing anything?
No, you're good.
Anything else you want to talk about family with? No. Okay, so here's how we're going to end the show. I didn't tell you about this. We're gonna hit this last one like this. And then we're going to do a little thing we call the 2-minute drill.
Okay.
Okay? All right. We'll set a little time.
Let me ask a question real quick. Oh, you can explain the game first, but
ahead.
I'm curious because we've getting a lot of offensive guys on here. What was it like from your perspective when Ben would start doing no huddle?
Chaos.
Are you like, all right, yeah, let's press him? Or you're like, hey man, can a brother catch a breath?
No, I look forward to it because I'm like, especially at end of the game scenarios.
Yeah.
There's nobody I'd rather have leading the charge because, Wiz or BA were going to get in his ear
Yeah.
and his head was going to be, F all that. This is what we're doing, okay? And I'll tell you the best one. And now I feel like the statute of limitation is up. 2012. Remember when we had our NASCAR package installed with Todd?
Yeah.
Remember how we complained it was only right-handed formations?
Yeah.
We had no left-handed formations. So depending on the hash, we couldn't switch based on the rule, right? About week 6. we get to a NASCAR situation and Ben's like, listen, look at me, follow what I'm saying, and let's just go.
Override.
Oh, he overrode because how can you get into a right hash and have a right formation into the boundary?
Right.
What are we doing?
Right. How we have a 3x1 lined up that tight, and then you got one receiver with like 3/4 of the field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was
desert.
stupid. And then we would run plays weak side to the open field, and we don't have enough people because they're all crammed on the sideline. So we were getting frustrated. And this is a sign of Ben's leadership, right? Forget all that. We're going to do this. We're going to flip it. Just listen and just follow, and we did. And we finally flipped it because Todd was stubborn. Because we could.
We can do it.
Because we all knew and we're all veterans. It's like there's no real rookies out there at the time. No. So we're like, we did that. So that was one of the things I remember. And thank God for him. But Ben was a guy like, if I had put money on it, who's going to get this guy was the drive, and he's going to find a way.
Hey.
I always say that I would utilize you guys like more than anybody. Like receivers always like, oh no, I got this guy beat. He's tired. Like, okay, yeah, I hear you. But there were like, we could be going, and I know everyone knows I like to throw the ball. Like that's what quarterbacks like to do.
Yeah.
But when we would go no huddle or a 2-minute drill or whatever, I would rely on y'all because you guys would be like, hey, their front's gas, better run the ball. Like they can't do it, or run a boot, running this, like get out of the pocket, do these things because they got nothing. Like don't even slow it down. Like and it was amazing to me how we could get like a 8, 10, 12 play drive, and y'all wouldn't really be that gas. I mean, y'all would be tired. Don't get me wrong, but like the D line, like they were just sucking it, and y'all would be like, hey, they got nothing. Like just Ben, keep running this thing. Run it, do this.
Let's lean on them.
Yeah, just go. And so I would rely on you guys so much because y'all wouldn't tell me things that just because y'all wanted to run the ball or get the glory of this, that, and the other. It was like, hey, y'all got something. Or hey, Ben, they're jumping this count. Change it up.
We got to slow this up a little bit.
Whatever it is. Give me a hard count. Give me
just don't tell
whatever.
Juice. Don't tell Juice.
Just keep it quiet. Don't tell him. Don't tell
He was
him.
the word. But you're right. I mean, and it was like sometimes it's like, hey, the best course of action, sprint draw is the best option here, right? Because they're playing so far upfield and they're not reading to the inside. Man, we could gash them with it. Or it's like, don't run over here.
Listen,
we are hurting right now. Over here.
Or like y'all would tell me, hey, listen, I'm hurting. Like so I got a sting. I got this. I got that. Like give me a tight end. Give me something. And,
Need a chip.
And I trusted what. Yeah, give me a chip. This guy's got. He's got a beat on us right now. Yeah. I need a chip. All right, I'll send it back over and chip.
Cincinnati game, the year 2011 season in Cincinnati when I had the herniation and disc in my neck. We didn't know what it was. and you kept coming over and picking me up like, hey, because we had already lost 2 linemen, so we had
Big fella.
So
You
it was
gotta get
space. So it was Space warming up on the
Tight
side.
ends. We'll put tight end in.
Space like, is this how you do it? No.
Hey, Max.
I was like,
come on,
listen,
bro.
hey, can you put a different collar on?
Max, we got to get going.
So he
bub.
was picking me up and walking me like down the field as we were driving. And it was like those type of things. He's like, okay, well, we're going to go to the right. We're going to go to the right because Max
Yeah,
is
help
just
you out.
holding on for dear life.
That's what you got to do.
And so those are like those moments, right? You know, where you take the temperature of the room, and he was good at being able to feel that rhythm. So then when he audibled, he knew what he was audibling to, and he knew it was going to put us in a good position. He was never going to screw us, you know, on audible. But like, all right, guys, we're running spread. We're going 58. We just came out of 2 tight end set, and we were supposed to be running like dive. He wasn't going to do that to us.
Yeah.
But you were always good about sensing that.
Yeah. Well, it's again trusting you guys that you'd be honest with me. It's funny because it just made me think of something. To me, a true how do I say this? I want to make sure I'm very politically correct when I say this. The best linemen and the best quarterbacks, when if I throw a touchdown pass, I'm not running down the field to celebrate my touchdown. I'm celebrating with the boys because they're the ones that did it. The linemen are the only ones a quarterback needs. Receivers need a quarterback. Running back needs a quarterback. So everyone needs a quarterback because they get them the ball.
Yeah.
We need them, right? And so when I watch quarterbacks throw a touchdown pass and they just run down the field, there's nothing wrong with celebrating. I get it. But to me, I'm like, I'm right here. Give me all 5 y'all. And then if I ever had linemen that would run down the field, I'm like, hey, what we doing? Why we not here first?
Whoa,
I am home first.
Honor
then
number
you go.
1. Hey, come on. Eyes up top, sir. Eyes up top.
And so it made me think of early on in the career with Max, as we played together for so long, is like when I'd see Max, I would like jump. And he would catch me. I'm like, Max holding a big guy. Like, Max will hold me. And then as I got older, I realized it's a long way down. So I just went, hey, Max, come on, give me a hug. Come here, let's get a hug.
Helmet taps.
We're just going to move on. But
or tired in the game, like at the end of the game. It's like, I have no legs. I have no legs.
I'm not jumping at all.
We're just going to hug it. We're just going to hug it chest to chest right now.
Oh, that's a perfect segue. Spence, what do we have
All
here?
right, this last one for you boys is called the Graffiti Highway. It's an IPA. It's 6%. It's a nice little easy drinker.
Little more bitter. I mean, not horrible bitter though.
Neither one of these 3 have been like super hoppy.
Trogs makes a good IPA.
No, this is good balance.
All drinkable.
Brendan would like those.
Yeah.
That's good. Those are all really good. Trogs, thank you. We know we appreciate Trogs. You guys do a great job. All right, Max. So this is how we're going to finish this thing.
Okay,
this is a 2-minute drill.
Let's do
I'm
it.
going to set a clock, and these are like rapid fires.
Okay.
First, I mean, you got to just give me them. Okay.
First thing that comes to the top of my head.
Well, I'm going to give you an option.
One or the other. Either or. Okay.
It's going to be easy. It's going to be way easier than you think. Yeah. Is that the end? Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. You ready?
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set my clock. And hopefully we get all the questions in.
No timeouts.
Yeah, there's no timeouts.
Got it.
We got a touchdown to win.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
I've been through this before.
Hot route. Okay, ready? Here we go. Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Pie or cake?
Cake.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Ooh, chocolate.
Ocean or lake?
Ocean.
Favorite sport to watch?
Ooh, volleyball.
College football or pro?
College.
Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night?
Monday night.
Favorite sport to play?
Oh, football all the way.
Car or truck?
Truck.
Because you ain't fitting in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Rushing touchdown or passing touchdown?
Rushing touchdown.
Cheese pizza or pepperoni?
Pepperoni.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Do you call it pop or soda?
Soda.
Harder playing the game or calling a game?
Calling.
Baked potato or mashed potato?
Baked potato.
City guy or country guy?
Ooh, city.
Right or left tackle?
Left tackle.
Chips Ahoy or Oreos?
Oreos.
Yes. Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh, pancake.
Run out of time. Karaoke or Guitar Hero?
Guitar Hero.
Hot wings or barbecue wings?
Hot wings.
Warm weather, cold weather vacation?
Warm weather.
Apps or dessert?
Ooh, dessert.
Who paid you more money, Florida or the Steelers? Oh, we just ran out of time. Shoot. I wanted to get that one in and we ran out of time. Dang, we didn't quite get it in. I was on Florida. So close. We just scored right before the last one came
Hey, with
off.
the way NIL's going, every kid's going to answer college.
No doubt about
You
it.
get in their first
We
couple
used
years.
to joke about that, and now it's like Very real.
Dude, it's so because on the flight over here, I was sitting with a kid that just transferred from Alabama to Texas A&M, offensive lineman. We were talking about NIL, and he's like, kids are turning down $500,000 to play as an offensive lineman because they want $600,000, and they're leaving schools for that. I was like, I'm sorry, what? So do you realize you could have got me to sign for like $500 and a ham sandwich to come play at your university back then?
That's crazy.
How do you coach? Because you can't discipline a kid because he's going to just be like, you know what, I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm leaving.
I'm thinking about when we had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, go run, do things.
6 a.m. mat drills and
what
runs?
are we doing?
Oh.
Now it's like, you know, hey, you know what? I'm not.
I'm going to roll over on my 1,000 count thread sheet in my own apartment by myself with my California King and my 90-inch TV.
I'm not sure how I mean, I know we've talked on the show. I know we're kind of going off this, but like, I don't know if it's the money that I don't think the money necessarily bothers me as much as the ability to just transfer whenever you want.
Yeah.
To just say, I don't like the way you looked at me, I'm out of here. Like, it used to be what? If your coach left, they lost a program, Willie Cologne.
Willie Cologne, RIP Hofstra.
You know, if there's some sort of a unique situation. And it had to be, it was very
almost active goddish, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be some.
If you wanted to transfer, you had to go down a division or down, you know, and then you could come back up. Like
or you had to sit a year.
Yes. There has to be something.
Same level.
There has to be some sort of transfer thing. Like if you want to save the money because people are leaving to go get more money because they don't like, okay, if you want to, if Texas A&M is offering me a ton of money to come there, sure, but you're going to have to sit out or you're going to have to, like there has to be some sort of.
There has to be a cool down type of period.
Yeah, and then is that team really going to want them after that little, like make someone come
or
and
you
show
only get
some loyalty.
one. You only get
or
one.
Okay.
One time, no harm, no foul, transfer. Right?
How do you do the Monday Night Football? Where's my camera? Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback, Miami University, Ohio State, Michigan, Kent State, Texas A&M. Ooh, like you know what I'm saying? Like, you just name all. Go Aggies. How do you pick a team? Like,
go Aggie Buckeye.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
It's tough, and for me as a broadcaster, that's what's tough for me for college because you already have a roster of 110 kids,
right?
But then you can't watch last year's film,
Yeah, good point.
because the team you can literally turn over half of your roster.
Yeah,
and a guy that I think is now here, and but remember when the receiver? I can't make reference to last year's game if I called the same exact game from a year ago,
right?
Because
different guys.
None of the guys are the same, and it's not like they were seniors. So I think that's one of the toughest things when I get year to year because I'll remember a guy from another school, and he's now at a new school, and it messes with your mind when you're going through the broadcast because you're not expecting that name to be
right
what you're seeing out there. So it is a tough transition.
I feel like if you tax them on the transfer, like, hey, you want to transfer, all right, and then it's X amount. Now you're gonna have schools that will be paying that for them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But then too, how long? I'm always curious about this because I feel like it happens so fast. But I always want to ask people who are tapped into the college space, like, at what point in time, if it hasn't already, do you see it affecting the league, and what do you think, and how you think it will affect it?
Well, I think we're starting to see a little bit of that, like guys holding out, scrubbing their social media accounts, and the hold-ins and the holdouts, or purposely going against. Like we're starting to see those kind of rumblings, and I think we haven't seen like a true shutdown of it because eventually that guy ends up getting moved, right? And they end up going somewhere else because they're not going to get it from that team. So I think we kind of see a degree of it. Just the control's not there, like there's control in place in the NFL where there isn't in college. And I think, like you said, it's almost like a soccer, like a European football type of transfer system where they're foreign players and they sell them off, and you have to pay that transfer tax to get those guys. So I mean, I could see that model working, but I think if we do a one transfer rule on top of the 5 years period, regardless of red shirt or whatever else, the NCAA kind of passed that soft rule where you get 5 total years. So there's not like 6th, 7th years like we have right now from COVID and all these exceptions. Make it 5 years, one transfer, and just make a blanket rule.
Blank thing,
That would then create the equity that's necessary because it hurts your programs. Like if a Kent State or a Miami of Ohio has that type of year, and then school just comes in and poaches all of your best players. it's
Listen,
like
people are going to the MAC now as it's a feeder program. You
Yeah.
don't go to the MAC for 3 or 4 years now.
No.
You're going there to basically like
The JUCO.
to go. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
how it's going.
competitive JUCO, but that kills your programs. Like it kills a Boise State who gets into the playoffs and
Yeah.
has that year. Then boom, guys are gone, and the coach has probably been poached too, and you don't
Right,
get to
yeah.
build. So if you created your own Group of 5 championship along with a division, tier 1, however you want to call it, Power 4 championship.
Yeah.
If you can create that championship and have them backing behind it, that would be great. Or you just say, hey, every year a Group of 5 champ is going to get that shot, get a legitimate shot, and that raises their value. But I can't poach that guy. Like you can't poach this one school because they have one good year.
Right.
They're poaching the quarterback. They're poaching the defensive edge rusher, and it changes your program's complexion.
I also think it hurts like the rivalry game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right? Like you think about, I know at Florida, it was Florida State or Miami, right? Those are kind of the
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Jeez, look at that. Georgia. Sorry, Georgia. I forgot Florida, Georgia. But like, if you've been there, so say you're a kid that's been at Florida for 2 years, 3 years, like when Miami played, it was Cincinnati for us. Our urinals had UC on them. It was beat UC on the walls. It was everything. If I'm there busting my butt every year knowing that that's my game, and then you get a guy that transfers in one time, how do you expect him to have the same level of like,
Disdain.
like where's the are you gonna go, do you care as much about this game as I do?
Yeah.
So I just think that there's a lot of factors involved.
Especially if you come from Arizona.
Yeah.
You transfer into it. Right? That's another thing, like the regionality of it. Because I think the biggest thing we lost regionality in football when we got rid of the Big East.
Yeah.
Right. And that kind of got separated between the Big Ten, the
They lost the
ACC.
basketball, Big East basketball.
Big East basketball. Man, I use Thursday night,
Shame.
Big East football. That was appointment watching. Like our offensive line would go to this Italian restaurant in Gainesville, and that was our Thursday night, like O-line dinner, was watching Big East football and watching either Miami, West Virginia.
Yeah.
I mean, the Syracuse Pitt games. Like we would watch that backyard brawl. And you kind of lost that that was the first shoe that fell. But then, of course, when the Pac-12 disbanded, Pac-12 been around for 100 plus years at that point. And now when I see Cal and Stanford playing Duke,
Stupid.
what type of rivalry game is that?
Right.
Stupid.
You know what I'm saying? Or even when you see Oregon and USC playing Ohio State and Michigan, it's like,
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't care about this game.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So, yeah, I lost a lot of it in the regionality. And then you add the transfer on top of that. It makes it a lot tougher. I mean, I know there's room for new rivalries, and I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But something about the historical rivalries, like if Bama Auburn never played again, I don't know how I would be truly upset.
Yeah.
Like Auburn said, you know what, we're going to the ACC. Mm-hmm. And you lose that game.
That'd be crazy. I mean, especially in the college space, like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a major component of it.
It is. And that's why I picked college over pro in that 2-minute drill. Mm-hmm. The pageantry and the rivalries.
Yeah. Oh, I love college.
Yeah, I mean, they're just unrivaled. I mean, I think the closest thing is our Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry. That's the closest thing you get to a college atmosphere. There's no other two teams. I mean, a lot of people will probably argue Green Bay, Chicago. But even then, it doesn't. I've done that game. It doesn't feel the same. Mm-hmm. But Baltimore-Pittsburgh, that's the closest thing you get to a
Man, I
college
had a
rivalry.
grandma moon me in Baltimore.
Yes, on the drive. Yeah, on the drive to the stadium.
man. That's crazy. There's some crazy stuff going on, but man, Max, I can't thank you enough for joining us, for being a part of this. Man, it kind of went all over the place, but that was awesome. That was so special to hear your stories, your knowledge. I knew it. I told Spence, I'm like, man, I feel like Max is going to come up with some stuff. Like he's going to know things. You're like Charlie. Charlie remembers everything.
Yeah.
I can't remember a thing. But I remember being with you for a long time and really just, how special it was being next to you in that locker room. And
So tag team shuffleboard champs, by the way.
see,
as well.
we have it
So
all. We have it all.
We had it all.
I appreciate the protecting me. I know my family thanks you for that. But the many, many laughs, the times together. So thank you for being a part of this. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. And really means a lot that you could come here and be a part of this show with us. I know the fans will appreciate it and love it. So thank you for that. I really appreciate
my
you.
pleasure, man. And like I said, thank you. Like you said, I mean, we went from literally boys to men together.
Yeah, no doubt.
And we had a lot of fun times. We also learned a lot. You know, we had those brotherly moments. I mean, that's what kind of makes it also special.
Right.
Like with us, like we had our brotherly moments. We had our arguments. We've had our moments where we've gone left and right, but we always came back to center.
No doubt.
And we always had each other's back, no matter where we were. And like I said, these are memories that'll last a lifetime. And, you know, going through this and being able to come here and, like I said, go see the kids upstairs and have those conversations with them. Like we were those young guys watching the other old guys have kids, and now we're the old guys with kids. And now we're worried about threatening the first boy that comes to the house. You know,
No doubt.
It's funny how it comes full circle.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, I appreciate you, Max. You're great. I know Steeler Nation appreciate you for all your time on the field and now what you're doing, you know, calling the games and this, that, and the other. So appreciate you. Hopefully your prediction is right with the Steelers. Good
Fingers
luck.
crossed.
Yeah, right.
Fingers crossed.
So anyway, thank you, football and family. Hope you really enjoyed. Thank you, Giant Eagle, for the food. Thank you, Chef Evan, Spence, again, for all the work that you do. So look forward to seeing y'all next week, hopefully with another special guest. But until next time, we'll see you.